Okay. I think we got it. I think that was operator error. So Facebook stream, it looked like we had audio at first, and then it looks like something with the settings changed. So we should be good with audio on the Facebook page now. Folks on the Facebook chat, if you can let me know if we've got audio, I would really appreciate that. But we're here on the radio side as well, coming on here with that severe thunderstorm warning. And let's see here. We'll go back to the radar. And again, that strongest area of wind now coming into northern Casey County, probably about 10 miles north of the Liberty area in Casey County. And folks, I do want to tell you that if you know anybody that's west of Mumfordville, over there toward Hart County, you need to tell them to be in a safe place. I know that's outside of our listening area, but that is a strong tornadic signature that is over in that part of the area. And we're going to be watching that closely because that's going to come close to our area within the next little bit. We'll hope that that does decrease in intensity. But if you're on the Facebook stream, let me know if you got audio. Okay, yeah, that was operator error. That's totally my fault. And I think we're good to go now. But the strongest part of the storm, like I said, it's a line. I'll go back to the reflectivity. We've got this line extending all the way from Moorhead down to around Bowling Green. And if you look at the reflectivity, that's what you usually see on the radar. It's the green, the yellow, the red. We're not seeing as much of the pink and red, the dark reds, as we were earlier, which is certainly some good news. But you have to look on the inside of these storms. That's why we look at the velocity, and we've got very strong indications of some gusty winds. Now we're going to wait and see what happens when some of these go over the mesonet stations. We're going to look at that now and see where we are. Peak wind gusts since midnight. Looks like so far we are at 21 miles per hour in Liberty. Had a 53 mile per hour wind gust in Marion County. Just a reminder though, 53, that is still under severe criteria. For a severe thunderstorm warning, you need to have winds at 58 or greater. Whenever you are issuing the warning for wind or hail up to an inch in diameter. But again, we are really watching that tornadic storm that is going to be coming into, looks like Hart County here shortly. There is a very strong indication of a tornado just to the west, northwest of Mumfordville. And I'm looking at a different radar, and that is a very strong rotational signature. So if you know anybody over there, tell them to be in a safe place. And we are going to watch and see what happens as that storm closes in on our area. Got a little Boeing segment on 78 north of Liberty. That's, again, where that strongest area of wind is going to be at. No, not seeing anything in terms of circulation, anything that's concerning us tornadic-wise right now. But, again, the threat is there for strong, straight-line, damaging winds. And we've been talking about that. That's been the big threat we've been watching out for all day long, is that straight-line, damaging wind threat. And, we've been concerned about a tornado threat, but we've always kind of been under the assumption this will be a big squall line as it comes down through here, and so we'll have to deal with gusty winds. Folks saying it is thundering in the Eli community. Christian Naylor asking if they should cancel VBS. Christian, that is totally up to you, but I can tell you by about 6 o'clock these storms will be knocking on our door here in Russell County. Folks reporting thunder, and yet the storms are still pretty good ways away to our north. It's just now part of this line just now coming into Campbellsville. It's raining in Campbellsville right now, but the strongest part of this line is clearly to the north of Liberty. That's where that strongest area of wind is. Got that backward C shape in there as well, and that's going to be moving into Lincoln County over towards Stanford here shortly. But kind of looking back to the west for us, for here in Russell County, we're not seeing anything that kind of jumps off the map at us, aside from that tornadic storm that is coming into Hart County. We got to really watch that. Hopefully that will weaken as we go throughout the next several minutes. We will hope that does indeed happen. But Again, like I mentioned, if you live or know anybody that lives in Munfordville or Horse Cave, tell them to be in a safe place over there. And the Weather Service will probably have to extend that tornado warning to include Metcalfe and Barron and maybe a portion of Greene County, and they will probably have to make that decision not too long down the road. So we'll be watching that very closely. Looking for any kind of damage reports. I'm looking on the Weather Service chat. Nothing on there. Looking on the Facebook chat, if you guys have any reports, I would greatly appreciate that. Somebody asking, we will be on until we can give the all clear. We'll take care of that. That's coming from somebody down in Cumberland County, Christy, down in Cumberland County. We will stay on until we can get these things out of here. When when there are no more warnings in effect, that's when we will call it a night. We'll be done with it. Now, for standard severe thunderstorm warnings, we'll go on and then we'll send it back. But when you start getting the severe thunderstorm warnings that say tornado possible or considerable, things like that, I like to stay on here because those are, think of them as more of a upper echelon severe thunderstorm warning, if you will. I probably could have come up with a better explanation for that, but that's kind of what, whenever you're talking about those tags, those are, think of it as elevated severe thunderstorm warnings. And this is a little bit different than Sunday. Sunday we had that rogue severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Russell and Clinton. That was, your summertime storm deal where you get storms that kind of pulse up for one radar scan. The Weather Service will pull the trigger on a warning, and then by the time the warning comes out, the storm's already collapsing. That kind of happened on Sunday. These storms, as we've been talking about, are a little bit more robust. There's more energy to work with. We've got more wind shear to work with, so they're able to maintain their intensity for a pretty good amount of time. I mean, these storms started up in Indiana. Been watching these all afternoon long, and they got going in Indiana as supercells quickly congealed into one big line, and they have done a pretty good job of maintaining their strength now. Again, on the reflectivity and the lightning output, we're not seeing as much on this section of the line, but again, you have to look at the velocity, see how the winds are behaving. And we still got that pocket of gusty winds in Casey County. I'd be interested around north of Liberty how things are going up there. I'd be interested if there's any kind of damage. I think the Mesonet station, I think it's a little bit south of where that area of wind is. And again, I know this is technically out of our listening area, but I want to focus in on this storm in Hart County real quick because there is now a tornado on the ground over here in Hart and parts of Grayson counties. This is going to be coming really close to the Munfordville area, and if you know anybody that lives over there, tell them to be in a safe place. And the only reason I'm talking about this is this storm is moving to the east-southeast, and it's going to be coming pretty close to our area. Now, what you're looking at on the radar right now, and for folks that are just strictly listening, I'll explain it to you. Folks that are watching, what I'm looking at is called correlation coefficient. Think of it as a debris detection. This is a product on the radar that allows us to see if any kind of debris is being lofted. The radar will sample the raindrops, and when you look at the correlation coefficient and you get this little blue area in one spot and you look back at the velocity and you see that those correlate to each other, that's the radar beam coming back and saying, hey, this is not rain, this is not hail, this is stuff. This is, pieces of trees, pieces of, boards, bricks, glass, nails. So that is now a confirmed tornado on the ground to the west of Munfordville. And again, I know that is out of our listening area, but I want folks to be prepared if you live in Greene County. Also, portions of Metcalfe County. Be on the lookout for that. We're going to be watching that very closely over the next several minutes. For us, Russell County, no warning in effect. Pulaski County, no warning in effect. Clinton, Cumberland, no warnings in effect right now. Severe thunderstorm watch, yes, in effect until 9 o'clock Central Time, but no warnings down here right now. We'll see if that changes again. Looking at the reflectivity, these storms that are around Campbellsville, they just don't look as intense as they did a few moments ago. So that is certainly some good news there. Velocities, we've got that area of gusty winds still kind of in Casey County, kind of on the Marion-Taylor County line. We'll have to see if that actually verifies. We're looking at we're looking pretty high up from the radar beam. We're looking at 4,000 feet above the ground. Winds right at 70 miles per hour. Not sure if those are making it all the way down to the surface. Again, our friends in Casey County, especially north of Liberty, I'd be interested to hear if you guys have any damage reports. But folks asking about specific areas. Let's see what we've got here. I'll try to answer as many questions as I can. Monticello, Somerset, nothing right now. No warnings in effect right now. Somebody asking about Houstonville, and that is up there to the north. Looks like that area, the storms are coming through right now, and you should be out of them here within the next little bit. Give it 20, 30 minutes or so for these storms to get out of here. Let me see how fast they're moving. So they're still moving at around 45 miles per hour. So not too terribly fast, but not too terribly slow either. Sometimes we've had storms move at 55, 60 miles per hour. 45 is still a pretty good clip, but a lot of times we get these squall lines. These storms will be racing through here, and they've not really been doing that, which in turn is also leading to a flooding threat. We've got a flood watch in effect for the area through tonight, and we'll have to see if that is let's see if we have any kind of flooding issues. So if you live in a flood-prone area, make sure that keep an eye on things and be prepared to seek higher ground. All shelters are open here in Russell County. I want to let everybody know that. The Adair County Annex basement going to be open starting at 5 o'clock as a temporary storm shelter. So that is for our friends in Adair County. I'm going to go back to the Russell County Emergency Management page because they had some other locations on there as well, and I want to make sure I mention those. But again, all the storm shelters, we've got one shelter next to us here at the radio station in Middletown. And then, okay, here we go. Let's pull that up here. The Russell Springs, actually all local fire departments and the search and rescue building are all standing by to provide shelter as well. But again, right now, we do have the storm shelters, the big concrete buildings around the county. Those are open for shelter if you would like to go to those. And I will name off the addresses. We've got one on North 127 in Russell Springs, one on Rescue Road. That, of course, is right next to us here at the radio station. Eli Fire Department, the building up there, South Highway 92. We got the shelter at the South Russell Fire Department there on Dixon Cemetery Road. And then the Russell Springs Fire Department and the Jabez Fire Department as well. So plenty of shelters opened up if you would like to take advantage of those. So later tonight, once we get this line out of here, we're done. We got to get it out of here, and then we are going to be finished. By the way, it's moving kind of east, southeast. It's going to take a little bit before it gets on down in here into Adair, Russell, Clinton, Cumberland, Wayne County. So we've still got a little bit. They're putting out these warnings well out ahead of the line, and that's smart. You want to give folks as much warning as you can, and so that's why we wanted to go ahead and come on here. Let's look at the velocity again. Again, that storm over there in Hart County is pretty impressive. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to look at the correlation coefficient again. So we've lost that debris signature for now. So hopefully that tornado has dissipated. When we still got a strong area of rotation, so we got to watch that very closely. That could spin back up. But it looks like right now anyway, we are not seeing that debris signature, the TDS on radar, to the west of Munfordville. Liberty, you've probably got some heavy rain, gusty winds as well. I'm going to look at the Mesonet here and see if we've got any updated readings. And it looks like we are still holding steady. So the peak wind gust is at 21 at the Mesonet station in Liberty. Russell Springs, fine right now. No warnings in effect for Russell County at this time. So, folks in Danville saying that when this line moved through, it was mostly just rain, some lightning and thunder. Wind picking up pretty bad, a lot of rain and lightning in Casey County. Just lots of rain and thunder in the Dunville community. Okay, it looks like we've got a new warning that is coming out for Munfordville and Hart County. Okay, we now have a PDS tornado warning for Hart County. Again, I know this is outside of our listening area. We got to watch this thing. It's going to be coming close to our area. West of Munfordville, the Weather Service in Louisville has just issued a PDS tornado warning. That means that this is a particularly dangerous situation. They are saying that there is a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado near Munfordville, moving southeast at 30 miles per hour. So again, that is a PDS tornado warning in southwestern Hart County. They are calling this a radar-confirmed tornado. Now, I think, what time did they issue that? Did that just come out a few minutes ago? So they have just updated the warning. However, that debris signature is not on the radar right now. It's hard to tell if it is, but when we had a pretty clear one earlier, but nonetheless, there is a PDS tornado warning in southwestern Hart County. And the only reason I'm talking about Hart County, folks, is because if that thing keeps on its same track, it's going to try to move toward our area. Now, we're going to hope that it weakens. Hopefully it does. But nonetheless, and for folks that are watching, that's why you see that polygon. It kind of looks a little bit different. It's flashing and it's purple. That is for a PDS tornado warning. So just wanting to let folks know what's going on over there. If you know anybody over there in Hart County, you need to let them know they need to be in a safe place right now. That is you don't see PDS tornado warnings very often here in Kentucky. So we got to really, really watch that. Casey County, I've seen no reports of any damage. We're going to hope that it does weaken. Again, if you look at the reflectivity, not as strong as things were earlier. But again, we have no new reports to pass along at this time. So I think what we're going to do here, I'm going to send it back to, okay, here comes a new warning in effect for parts of Pulaski County. This is going to include Somerset. So stand by for just a moment. Okay, so sorry about that. Had to go and take care of the emergency alert system on the radio side. So again, okay, here comes a brand new tornado warning. They have continued that PDS tornado warning. So they are keeping that in effect. And now, remember I was talking about that, folks. This does include a portion of Greene, Metcalfe, and Barron County. So when we have a new tornado warning, the EAS should be kicking off again for that. So I don't want to go too far into it just yet. I want to make sure. Let's see, that may not kick. Okay, it may not. So I'm going to focus over here for just a moment because I want to give everybody as much lead time as we can. New tornado warning in effect. Let's go over who is involved in that tornado warning. This is a new one that is in effect for West Central Greene, Southeastern Hart, Northeastern Barron, and Northwestern Metcalfe County. This tornado warning in effect until 5:30 Central Time. And again, folks, this is a PDS tornado warning. Weather Service saying a large and extremely dangerous tornado located near Munfordville. Again, this is not in Russell County, okay? Not in Russell County. I want to make sure and let you guys know that. Not in Russell. This is all the way back in Munfordville. But we got to watch this thing very closely because it's moving closer and closer in our direction. We're going to hope it weakens, but I want to give you guys as much information and warning as I can. This is a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado moving southeast at 35 miles per hour. And again, this is a PDS tornado warning. Now, that is very, very strong wording for the National Weather Service. And it does include parts of Greene County. So, again, we're going to do this real quick for folks that are watching. If you're watching, and I'll explain it to you, to the folks that are listening, the purple polygon, that is where that PDS tornado warning is. It does not include Greensburg. It does not include Glasgow, and it does not include Edmonton right now. It does include Horse Cave, Bear Wallow, the Hardyville community, some of those smaller areas over there in Hart County. In terms of Barron County, like I said, we've got the Griderville community and then the Highsville community in Greene County. See what we've got popping up here. The Donensburg, I doubt I'm saying that right. I do apologize for that. That is in that polygon, but it does not include Greene County. So again, that is a PDS tornado warning, and it does include Munfordville. Let's go back to the velocity real quick, and man, that is a very, very strong rotational signature. We don't have... I'm not seeing debris being lofted on the correlation coefficient. We're going to hope that that tornado is now lifted, but there is still a very strong indication of rotation now coming into Munfordville. So if you know anybody over there, you got to tell them to get into a safe place. You got to tell them to do that right now. What I'll tell you, though, I'm not seeing that TDS on the radar right now. So I know that's still back off to our west, but we're trying to let folks know as advanced as we can. If this thing continues, there'll be more warnings coming out soon. So we got to watch that closely. Now, let's switch over to Pulaski County. This warning, it's just encompassing the rest of that line. That line now pushing in through Casey County, now going through Liberty. We've got that area that is bowed out. Let's go back to the velocity. The radar suggesting winds maybe over 60 miles per hour. Again, you're looking about 5,500 feet off the ground north of Liberty, so not sure if that is totally translating to the surface or not. We'll find out if we have any damage reports, and we'll be watching the Mesonet side as well in Liberty. So that's what we got going on. For Russell County, for Clinton County, for Cumberland County, Wayne County, no warnings in effect. Severe thunderstorm watch in effect? Yes. No warnings in effect for those areas. Columbia, you're technically not in a warning right now. The northern part of Adair County is. Still got the warning in Taylor County, but to be honest, that part of the line is just not looking as impressive as it did. I mean, it just continues to kind of decrease in intensity. When I put the radar into motion, you can see the lightning output has decreased quite a bit. So, but again, lightning doesn't make a storm severe. It's the wind threat we got to watch out for. All right, I'm going to go back on here to the Facebook chat. I want to see if we have any reports, but I had to talk about what's going on over there in Hart County. Somebody's saying that they have a relative in Hart County. Yeah, tell them to get to shelter right now. All right, nothing. I'm not seeing anything new on here. I'm going to go to the Weather Service to see what they are seeing. And I'm not seeing any pictures of this tornado in Munfordville. We've seen no pictures yet, so hopefully that thing is lifted. And Weather Service noting we may have two different circulations over Munfordville right now. We may have one just to the west-northwest and one just to the due west of Munfordville. So again, folks over there, you got to really take this thing seriously right now, okay? No need to panic. Just, take it seriously over there and get to your safe place. And like I said, the reason we're talking about that is that warning does include a little part of Greene County and a little portion of Metcalfe and Barron County as well. Does not include Glasgow, does not include Edmonton, does not include Greensburg. But if that storm stays on that same track, it's going to be coming pretty close to our neck of the woods. So we got to really keep a close watch on that. Again, I'm just kind of looking around here for any kind of reports to mention. I've seen no damage reports out of any of our areas. So somebody asking about Pulaski and Pulaski County and the Nancy area. So you do have that severe thunderstorm warning, but the line is still not there yet. The main part of that line, the apex, is still in Casey County, but it's coming towards Somerset. So, be prepared for winds in excess of 60 to 70 miles per hour. They've got that tornado possible tag on there. We've got a little area just to the east of Liberty, but we are, again, so far away from the radar, it is hard to tell. It looks like the Weather Service, we're a little far away from the radar, but they're going to go ahead and pull a trigger on a tornado warning. So this is going to be a tornado warning for parts of Casey County. Does not include Liberty. Want to let folks know that, just to the east of Liberty. All right, I had to get that EAS taken care of. So tornado warning now in effect for eastern Casey County. This does not include Liberty. It does include Yosemite, the Mount Olive community, the Gilpin community, Cantown, and that warning will be in effect how long? Until looks like, see, 36 minutes. So what is that? 6:30 Eastern time. Yeah, 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central. But those folks are on the Eastern time zone. So let's talk about you guys real quick. Got a pretty good little area spin around Yosemite, and that is a little decent area. That's just to the south of the Yosemite community up there in Casey County. No, this is not a confirmed tornado. This is just a radar indicated rotation. So that is for eastern Casey County. And for you folks in Pulaski, keep an eye on this, okay? Because it's coming in your direction. Right now, there's no warning, but the Weather Service in Louisville handles the warnings for Casey County. The National Weather Service office in Jackson, they handle the warnings for Pulaski County. So that's why you kind of see that polygon. It's kind of a short polygon. The Weather Service in Louisville, they do not take care of the warnings for Pulaski. So don't be surprised if you get a red box coming over Pulaski County here within the next little bit, okay? But again, that is a little area of spin just to the south of Yosemite. Again, we are in tough territory when it comes to radar coverage. Let me go back to the Louisville radar site, and it's hard to tell, but we got the reds and greens just to the north of Longhorn Hill. They're in Casey County. I'll look at the correlation coefficient, the debris detection. We're not seeing anything, but again, where we are so far out of radar coverage down here, if you get a quick spin-up tornado that has debris, it's going to be hard to tell on that end. Let's go back to our PDS tornado warning in Hart County. I want to go back to that just real quickly here. We'll see how that storm is behaving. Still a very strong indication of rotation around Munfordville, and I don't think we're seeing a debris, a TDS right now around Munfordville. Those are not correlating together. We'll have to see if the velocity catches up with that or not. But nonetheless, that is still a PDS tornado warning. That's above a regular tornado warning. That's why the polygon is a different color. And that does include a little part of Greene County, a little part of Metcalfe, a little part of Barron County. We really got to watch that thing as it begins to move in our direction. Back over here to Casey County, real quick. Let's take a look at the spin there. Strongest area of rotation between Yosemite and Longhorn Hill. That's where that strongest area of circulation is. Nobody needs to be driving over there, on 501, 70, and 328 over there. Don't need to be driving. You want to be in the lowest floor, near the center, and away from windows if you're in that eastern portion of Casey County. Just got a new update on the radar. We still got that area. Again, it's so hard to tell. Let's go back to the Jackson radar. You can see it a little bit. I must circle it for folks that are watching. It's just to the east of Longhorn Hill now. And next in line is going to be Eubank over there in Pulaski County. So, as I just mentioned, the Weather Service in Jackson, they do the warnings for Pulaski. I wouldn't be totally surprised if they went ahead and issued a tornado warning for parts of Pulaski here shortly. We're going to have to wait and see what they decide to do there. But if you live in Eubank, in Science Hill, Somerset, keep a close eye on that. We're watching it, though, for you. I've been away from the chat for a little bit. Want to go back to it real quick here. Somebody saying that they got the tornado warning in Dunnville. You're probably hearing the sirens. Dunnville is not in that tornado warning polygon. I'm going to take the radar data off real quick for folks that are watching, and we'll go over who's in that warning polygon in Casey County. That warning does not include Liberty. Liberty is still in a severe thunderstorm warning, but you are not in a tornado warning. That warning includes Yosemite, Mount Olive, Bethel Ridge, and looks like the Walltown community in Casey. Sirens, you usually hear those all over the county, but warnings are issued with polygons. So, and if you're in that polygon, you do something about it. You go to your safe place. If you're not, keep a watch on things. But if you are in Dunnville, you are not under a tornado warning. I promise you. So again, that little area of spin is going to be coming into Casey County here shortly. I'm going to look at the Jackson Weather Service chat and see if they are going to issue a new warning there. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. And let's see here. Okay, they have not typed in anything for a little bit. Let's go back to that PDS tornado warning real quick. Over there toward Hart County. That is a very strong rotational signature, and that's now coming into the rest of Hart County. I'm going to take off the radar data real quick because getting hard to see where we're at here. So it's going to be coming into that northeastern part of Barron, northwestern part of Metcalfe County within the next little bit. Here comes a new warning. All right, so I guess my hunch was right. They have put out a tornado warning over there in Pulaski County. This does not include Somerset. Let's talk about who's in and who's out real quick, okay? That tornado warning includes Eubank, Science Hill, the Shopville community, and the Dabney and Etna community over there in Pulaski. Somerset, you are not in that tornado warning polygon. Ferguson, Nancy, you are not in that polygon. I know folks in here that live in Nancy, you're probably going to be saying you're probably going to be telling me here in a minute you can hear the tornado sirens, but you are not in a warning right now. And here comes another warning. Stand by just a moment. Okay, so got that taken care of. Somerset, you're not in the warning polygon. So that is some news there. Looks like we just had a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings that have went away. I guess, are they not going to continue these warnings down in here into Russell County? I'm looking on here to see what they're going to do. I mean, the storms do not look that intense, the ones that just went through Campbellsville. So, again, we're going to wait and see what they do there. Real quickly here, let's go back to that PDS tornado warning. Looks like we got another debris signature, and oh yeah, that is a very strong debris signature to the south, a little bit to the southeast of Munfordville. So if you live in that part of Hart County, you got to be in a safe place right now. Again, I know Hart County is outside of our listening area, but we're streaming, and parts of Greene County, Barron, and Metcalfe are in that PDS warning as well. So again, if you know anybody over there, you got to tell them to take this thing seriously. They are calling this a large and extremely dangerous tornado on the ground, and if it continues on this same track, it's going to make a run at our area. It's going to make a run at Adair and Russell County eventually. Now, it's 5 o'clock now. We'll hope that we see some weakening, but man, that rotation has been incredible over the last little bit. And again, I know folks are probably, a little worried and have some anxiety right now. Remember, have your plan ready and be ready to go into that plan, okay? So just stick with us here. We'll get you through it. We'll get through it together, but you gotta really pay close attention to these and be ready to take action. Back over here to Casey and Pulaski County. Let's see what we got going on over here. That rotation, it's just really not there anymore. If we have anything, it's going to be to the north of Bethel Ridge, but it's just so hard to see. I'm switching between different radar sites. This looks more like straight line winds to me coming into the Eubank community. But nonetheless, you are in that warning if you live in Science Hill, Eubank, the Woodstock, Floyd, Dabney communities of Pulaski County. I like to always list some of those smaller communities because those are good reference points for people. But again, if you are in those areas, be in your safe place, okay? Russell County, no warning right now. Adair County, no warning right now. It looks like the main event right now is literally you got this area to the east of Liberty and the area to the west of Campbellsville. You got these two different areas that have gone tornadic, and it looks like kind of in the middle, you've got heavy rain, maybe some gusty winds, lightning as well. But like I said, lightning, that does not make a storm severe. So again, I'm thinking we're seeing more of a straight line wind threat over there toward Pulaski County. We're just not seeing that little area of spin that we had a few moments ago, but we are going to keep watching it. Liberty, we can give you guys an all clear. Casey County, give it just another 4 minutes or so, and that area that caused the tornado warning will be on out of your area. Other than that, Casey County is, I believe Casey County is no longer under that severe thunderstorm warning. No. So once you get this tornado warning cleared for Casey County, we can give you guys an all clear. But give it just a few more minutes. Let that area that has the spin, let it get out of there, and you'll be good to go. Liberty, you've got rain right now, nothing severe. Campbellsville, rain, nothing severe. The main event right now, honestly, is that large tornado over there in Hart County. And again, we can say it's a large tornado because we're seeing that debris being lofted on the radar. And man, that TDS is still there. Right to the north of again, if I mess up the name of this, I apologize. The UNO community over there in Hart County. If you know anybody in that area, they got to be in shelter. They got to be there right now. And I'm just talking about that because that storm, that area, is going to be coming right at us, and we're going to hope that thing weakens. Hopefully, it does. It's been going for quite a while now. So. And here's what the Weather Service is going to have to do. They will have to pull the trigger on a new tornado warning, and that warning will probably include Adair County, and they're probably going to have to do that within the next few minutes. I'm looking here on the chat to see if they are talking about that. Okay, they've still got the observed tornado warning in effect, and they still are calling it a PDS warning. It does not include Greensburg. Let's go back over here to Pulaski, our friends over here. Science Hill, you're in that polygon. Somerset, Ferguson, Nancy, again, you are not in that tornado warning polygon. Again, you've probably heard the sirens going off. You are not in that red polygon. Somebody saying sirens going off in Somerset. You're going to hear them. Sirens are county-wide, but if you are in Somerset and points south, you are not in that tornado warning polygon. Let's see what else. I'm looking for any kind of damage reports. The good news, I'm not seeing anything coming out of Casey County. Somebody said it's really bad on 65 near Mumfordville. And that is the area where that large tornado has been around. All right, nothing there right now. No reports. And nothing on the Weather Service damage reports either. So let's go back here. We'll go back to the velocity, and I'm going to switch over to the Louisville NEXRAD. If there is an area of spin, it's going to be just to the west of Eubank. And again, we're kind of in no man's land. You can't see much on radar, but you are in the polygon over there, so you need to take it seriously. Again, lowest floor, near the center, away from windows, no mobile homes, no cars. And put as many walls between you and the outside world as possible. And also make sure that if you have any kiddos, go ahead and put a helmet on them if you can, if you have one. That's always a good thing to do in the event of a tornado. Get a helmet on your kids' heads to offer them a little extra layer of protection. And again, the big thing, folks, don't panic. I know people have storm anxiety. My kids are scared to death of storms. I don't like storms, but you just gotta, take these warnings seriously. Go into your safe place. Take that plan of action, and you'll be just fine. Just keep that in mind. We've got, looks like 3-4 tornado warnings on the board in Kentucky right now. For anybody that's anybody that's just kind of tuning in, we've got the looks like a warning over toward eastern Kentucky, and then another warning just to the west of Bowling Green. But again, this whole line's kind of sagging to the south and east. And once we get it out of here, we are done. We just got to get it out of here. Right now, though, no warning for Russell County, no warning for Adair. Taylor County, we can just about give you guys an all clear from this whole mess. Greene County, southwestern part of Greene County, you still have that PDS tornado warning. I don't want to get too specific on that area of spin. It's going to be so close in Greene County. So again, areas in that polygon, you gotta do something right now. Get to that safe place. And this warning and this area of spin is going to be getting pretty close to the border of that polygon here soon. So Weather Service is going to have to, they're going to issue a new tornado warning. I mean, that circulation is just too strong to not issue a new one. So when they do, how far out are they going to extend it and who's it going to include? But I can just about guarantee you there will be a new tornado warning, and it'll probably look a little bit something like this. I've drawn it for folks that are watching. It'll probably get right into Adair County, probably include a big chunk of Metcalfe County, the rest of the southern part of Greene County. That's probably how it will look. But we'll have to wait and see what they do there. But they're going to have to do something here soon. All right. Area of rotation now looks to be to the east of Eubank. And it looks like that little area moving more off to the east instead of the southeast. So that if that continues, that area of spin should stay to the north of Science Hill. But again, Science Hill, you're in the polygon, so stay in your safe place. I know folks are wondering about Clinton County. We got a lot of Clinton County folks. We got a lot of Cumberland County folks. You guys, nothing going on right now. Nothing. But I anticipate a new tornado warning to come out here any moment now, and we'll have to see how far out that goes. But right now, Russell, Adair, Wayne, Clinton, Cumberland, no warnings. Eastern Casey County, you still got that tornado warning. That polygon is going to be shaved off. The circulation is now out of Casey County. So Casey County, we can give you an all clear, okay? We can give you folks an all clear. Somerset, you've got a severe thunderstorm warning. The strongest part is kind of going to the north of you. That's where that tornadic part is, right to the east of Eubank. So you are in that severe thunderstorm warning. You are not, however, in a tornado warning. But that tornado warning does continue. And did I even give the expiration time on that? I don't think I did. But that warning is in effect until 6:30 Eastern time for our friends over there in Pulaski County. And again, I know we're kind of going outside of our listening area, but we're trying to just let as many folks as possible know what's going on. Back to the main show over here in Hart County. Let's go back and look at that. You still got a strong area of circulation. Some good news, that circulation has come down a little bit, just a little bit. I'm not seeing a TDS on the correlation coefficient. Again, if you're just now tuning in, we had what's called a TDS on this earlier, and that is a tornado debris signature. And basically what happens there is on this particular radar product, the radar will come back and it'll have that little spot. And if it lines up with that velocity couplet, that means the radar is seeing something that's not rain. It's not a hydrometeor. It's, tree limbs, debris, pieces of, buildings, things like that. And so that's what we saw earlier. But again, that rotation, well, I told you it came down a little bit. It's tightened right back up on us. I mean, it came down for just a moment, and then it tightened back up pretty quickly. Got a pretty good area around the Three Springs community. And it looks like, and sometimes with these bigger tornadoes, they will become right movers or take a right turn. And I'm going to put the radar into motion again. I want to see. So it's still drifting off to the southeast a little bit, maybe ever so slightly trying to turn to the right. So we got to watch that. And if you're watching, you notice the polygon went back to red. What that means is that's still a tornado warning. They've still got it as radar indicated. So right now there is no tornado on the ground. It is a radar indicated circulation. The PDS tornado warning, that is went away. I don't think I've ever had to cover a PDS tornado warning here on the air before. That was hope everybody is okay over there in Munfordville. I'm sure I've not seen any damage reports yet, but I'm kind of locked in here right now. I hope everybody is okay up there. But we've got to watch that thing because it's still spinning, and it's spinning at a pretty decent rate. I mean, it went away for a moment, but it's coming right back, and it is in northern. It's literally on the Hart Metcalfe County line, and it's going to be coming into Greene County, right, very close in the Greene County, within the next little bit. And so we're just kind of waiting for the Weather Service to pull the trigger on a new tornado warning. Back over here to Pulaski County, that tornado warning remains in effect. Eubank, we can clear you of that warning. The Floyd community, give it a few more minutes. We can give you guys an all clear. The Woodstock community, that's coming, that area of spin's coming right toward you right now. And that area looks like it's moving more so to the east. Moving, still drifting a little bit to the southeast, but not like it was. But Science Hill, you're still in that polygon. Give it a few more minutes and we can get you guys out of here. Somerset, again, you heard the tornado sirens going off. Nancy, Ferguson, I'm sure you guys did as well. You are not in that tornado warning polygon, so just keep that in mind. Okay, they are watching that circulation in Greene County. They are not going to pull the trigger just yet. They're going to wait and see what happens, but they did go back to the base tornado warning, which is a base tornado warning just means radar indicated rotation. And got a storm report coming in. Okay, that's up in Bullitt County. If anybody knows of any damage reports out of Munfordville, again, I know we are out of that. I know that's out of our listening area, but let us know in the chat if you've heard anything. But for folks over there, that PDS tornado warning has went away. And I apologize, I had to go away from the chat for a while, but somebody asked what is a PDS warning, particularly dangerous situation. So when you have a PDS tornado warning, that means you have a not just a tornado, but a large tornado on the ground that can do a lot of damage. And so that's why they had that out there. Again, I do want to let you know that's no longer in effect, okay? That PDS warning is gone. So that is out of here. Russell County, nothing right now. Nothing. I'm probably getting cloudy out there, but nothing happening right now in Russell. No warnings either. Again, all shelters are open here in Russell County. If you would like to go and utilize one of those. Right now, we are just watching to see what's going to happen with that storm over in Hart County. That thing's been the main event all night long. Certainly hope everybody's okay up there in Munfordville, but it's still got some strong rotation in it. And it's tightening back up again. Right over the Shady Grove and Center community there in Metcalfe County. And we are getting really close to coming out of that polygon. They are either going to put out a new tornado warning, or they're going to go severe with tornado possible on there. But they're going to have to do something here in just a moment. So, because we got to let folks know what's going on. So hopefully they will pull the trigger on that at any time. Okay, they are going to go with a base tornado warning. All right, here we go. Base tornado warning, and it will include parts of Adair County. And remember, we drew it out there a little bit ago. I'm going to stop for just a minute because the EAS is going to kick off, so we'll go quiet for just a moment, okay? All right, back here, new tornado warning. Let's first talk about who's in and who's out. And if you're listening only, I'll explain it to you, no worries. Tornado warning for Adair County, Metcalfe, and Greene. This does include Columbia. This does include, it's right there, right on the cutoff with Edmonton. If you're in Edmonton, go ahead and just assume you're in it, okay? We are talking about the Gradyville, the Keltner community, the Beachville community over there in Metcalf, and Noblick. You are all in this tornado warning polygon. Now, again, this is a standard tornado warning. Again, don't sneeze at that. But this storm has had PDS tornado warnings for 45 minutes to the last hour. I mean, this is a very dangerous storm. If you live in those areas I just talked about, go to your safe place right now. Storm cellar or basement if you have one. If not, lowest floor near the center away from windows, you'll be fine. But you got to do that right now if you live in those communities. This storm, let me get the speed on that. I want to see how fast that thing is moving. They've been moving at around 40 to 45 miles per hour for most of the night. And that is moving to the east-southeast at 35 miles per hour. Again, this is that same storm that apparently produced a large tornado in Mumfordville. And we're not seeing indications of that right now. I'm looking at the correlation coefficient. No indications of any debris being lofted. But again, that is a strong area of rotation. It's right now in the northern portion of Metcalf County, northwestern portion. Edmonton, it looks like it's going to stay to your north, but again, you are right there on that polygon. Go ahead and be in your safe place just to be sure about it. Okay, Columbia, you're in that polygon. Russell County, nothing yet. Cumberland County, nothing right now. Clinton County, nothing right now. But if you live in those areas, again, parts of Adair, parts of Metcalf, southern part of Greensburg, you're not in this polygon, okay? Greensburg, you are not involved in this. You are under that tornado warning. In effect, until 6 o'clock Central Time. Be in a safe place right now. This storm means business. It has produced PDS tornado warnings back over into Hart and Grayson counties. It has been the storm of the night in Kentucky. I mean, this thing has been very, very robust. And so if you live in those areas, you got to take this thing seriously. Number one thing, don't be afraid. Again, people are scared to death of storms. I don't like them either. But what you got to do in those areas, take your deep breath. Do that right now. Get that deep breath. And then go into your tornado action plan. That can be storm cellar or basement. Adair County, the annex, the basement is opened up over there for shelter. If you don't have a storm cellar or a basement, lowest floor, near the center away from windows, hallway, bathroom, closet. Put as many walls between you and the outside world as possible, okay? And then, of course, the kiddos and adults too. If you got some helmets laying around, put a helmet on. I mean, we have this is a radar indicated rotation, but just out of respect for the way the storm has behaved tonight, take it a little bit more seriously, okay? Because this has been a very intense to violent storm this evening. So take it very seriously. And that storm is moving in our direction. We are going to hope that thing weakens. It's been cyclical. It's weakened and then kind of came back. We got a new warning coming out. I think it's going to be over in Pulaski. Okay, that was a new warning, and that was over, I believe that is in Pulaski County. Let's go check that out really quick here. Yeah, that was an extension to a severe thunderstorm warning in Pulaski County. You still got that tornado warning in parts of Pulaski. If you are in Science Hill, the circulation is now to the east of you. The area of spin, and again, we're just having trouble seeing it. It's going to kind of be around the Dabney, the Coyne, and the Shopville community over there in Pulaski County. So again, that's what we got going on over there. Let's go back and take a look at what's going on in Adair County. And again, that warning in effect until 6 o'clock. And man, that is a very strong rotational signature right to the north of Edmonton. Several miles to the north of Edmonton over there in northern Metcalfe County. Yeah, we're not seeing any kind of debris being lofted, so that is certainly some good news there. But again, that is a very strong rotational signature. And so if you live, again, in northern Metcalfe, coming into that southern southwestern portion of Green, you guys need to be in a safe place. And also Columbia, you're in this warning as well. Be in a safe place, lowest floor, near the center, and away from windows. Let's take a look and see if we got any reports on the Facebook chat. And folks saying sirens are going off in Columbia. Yes, Columbia is in that warning polygon. So if you live in Columbia and points west, be in a safe place. And remember, folks, don't depend on sirens to be your only source of a warning, okay? Just want to make sure I put that out there. Somebody's saying they got another tornado warning on their phone. There is northern Russell County. There is nothing in Russell County right now. Nothing. There's some rain coming in, but there's no warnings in Russell. And there's no warnings in Casey, nothing in Clinton, Cumberland, or Wayne as of this time. All right, so we are going to focus on this warning over there in Metcalfe County. And that circulation is really tightening up again. That thing is really ramping up. Let's go back to the debris detector. Nothing right now. Not seeing any evidence of debris being lofted. But that is a very strong rotational signature to the north and east of the Noblet community over there in Metcalfe. Again, it looks like this will stay to the north of Edmonton, but you are right there on the edge of that polygon, so I would just go ahead and be in my safe place. We'll give you an all clear whenever we can, all right? But ultimately, Adair County, and then on down the road, if this thing holds together, Russell County. We got to really watch this thing. It's still got to go a pretty good ways. It's only moving at 35 miles per hour. We're going to hope that this thing weakens. It's now 525. We are going to hope and pray that this thing does weaken a little bit, but you gotta really really watch this thing. And again, I want you to really take the warnings. Always take a tornado warning seriously, but really take the warnings from this storm seriously. This storm had a PDS tornado warning in Munfordville earlier, and I want you to really, really keep an eye on it. And again, stay calm. We're going to be fine. We just got to get it out of here, and then we'll be done with this. We're going to be all right. I know folks do not like storms, and it is okay to have a phobia of storms. Not here to scare you, just here to tell you what's going on. And once we can clear an area, I will let you know. But again, if you're in that polygon, you got to take it seriously. Still, the good news, this is just a radar-indicated rotation. We're not seeing evidence of debris being lofted right now. But again, that is a very strong rotational signature. The red and greens are coming together, kind of interlocking. Those are that's a very tight rotational couplet to the north of the Beachville community. Somebody asking about Somerset. So Somerset is still in a severe thunderstorm warning. That line is coming down on you now. The part of the line that had the tornado warning, that is to your north and east, and that is going to be moving away from you. You were not in that tornado warning, but there was a warning in parts of Pulaski. That area is about to move into Rockcastle County, and the Weather Service in Jackson says that the rotation has continued to weaken in that, and I don't think they're going to go with a new warning. All right, looks like they are updating the warning in Adair. What have they put? Okay, it's slowed down a little bit. Now moving off to the southeast at about 25 miles per hour. So now that we're kind of getting in the range of this, I'm going to put a storm track on this, and we'll kind of give some estimated times of arrival. Again, don't take these times to the bank, okay? Well, let me try that again, because we got a new radar scan. So let's take that track off here. We'll remove that. And let's draw a new one. So we're going to go to the south and east at about 25 miles per hour. And again, these are estimated times of arrival. Don't take these times to the bank. So Columbia by 6:13, Russell Springs by 6:41, potentially Jamestown by 6:46, and then over toward Lake Cumberland, getting closer to 7 o'clock. That's if it holds together. We'll hope it doesn't hold together, but we're going to watch it. We're going to stay with it, and we will. We're going to just be watching it very closely. Again, we're not seeing any indication of debris being lofted, so that is certainly some good news. But again, this storm has been the storm of the night. It has been supercellular, and you remember we talked about these supercells when they are by themselves. They get all that energy in here, similar to the storm last year that produced a tornado in Russell County and Pulaski and Laurel. Similar to last year, it's a storm that's not really competing with any other storm. It's it's right there with the line, but it has had supercellular tendencies for the last hour, and you can see that's why we worry about those storms when they're out there by themselves like that. So again, that's why we were concerned about any storm that was kind of able to isolate itself. You got to really watch out for those things to spin up. All right, nothing, no reports here on the Weather Service chat. Let me go back here to the Facebook chat. Basement at Clear Springs Baptist Church, they are open. Clinton County, no warning right now. We'll let you know if that changes, but right now, nothing in Clinton. Somerset, severe thunderstorm warning. That storm is coming on top of you. It is, you could have winds between 60 and 70 miles per hour with that, but nothing tornadic. Russell County in the clear, not yet. Now, there's no warnings in Russell County, but this supercellular storm that's produced these tornadoes in Mumfordville and currently has a warning that includes Adair County, we got to watch that thing because that's moving in our direction. But right now, nothing in Russell. Again, nothing in Clinton or Cumberland. We hope this thing will die out. I mean, this storm has been going for quite a while, and man, that rotation really tightened up again on that scan. Let's go back to the CC here. Okay, I apologize for that. If you hear me go quiet on the Facebook chat for a moment, it's because we have the emergency alert system that comes out over the air, and I have to go over here, and we got to turn that thing off whenever it starts going off, whenever somebody's in here doing coverage, because it'll interrupt me on the air. So when you hear me go quiet like that, that's what I'm doing. So I apologize for that. But that is a new severe thunderstorm warning a tornado warning in Laurel County over there in Laurel, and it looks like there is a little part of Pulaski in that. Yeah, that circulation's kind of come back now. It's to the north of the Coyne community in Pulaski County, north of Shopville. Folks over there, you know the deal. Lowest floor, near the center and away from windows. That's getting way out of our listening area, so we're going to turn our focus back to the west because that tornadic signature, man, I mean, that rotation is really tightened up in northern Metcalfe County. Not seeing debris right now, but I would not be surprised if we get a spin up out of this just based off that signature alone. I'm going to go in here on the Weather Service chat to see what they are saying. Okay, they are going to put out a tornado warning for Metcalfe County. Are they extending that warning? Okay, this storm. Okay, I think Okay, they're going to issue a new tornado warning. They're going to do that for that circulation in northern Metcalf. Now, this now does include Edmonton. Edmonton is now in that polygon. You're in that polygon, and I'm guessing that there's another little weak area of spin to the east of the Echo community in Metcalf County. It may be for that. I'm going to look in here on the chat and see what they are, why they have issued that. Okay, no, the reason they did that is the storm is kind of trying to jog a little bit to the south now. And, yep, that's why they did that. Okay, so they have put out a warning. So now Edmonton, I talked about how you were not in that polygon. Well, now you are. You are in a polygon. So lowest floor near the center away from windows. And we got a report out of Grayson County. Up to 12 buildings are heavily damaged in Grayson County. That was with that PDS tornado warning earlier. That came into Munfordville, and this is that storm. We have no reports of a tornado on the ground. We don't see debris being lofted on radar, but we got to respect this storm. I mean, this storm has meant business, and it's been going for quite a while now. So we got to really watch this thing. A lot of thunder at Wisdom Dock, Monticello. Nothing right now in Wayne County. No. Sirens going off in Somerset. Somebody in Burnside. Burnside, you are not in that warning polygon. Again, one of the big things, some of the issues we have with warning sirens is that they go off for the entire county. You got to remember these warnings are individual polygons. A tornado is not going to be the size of a county, so it's always you got to keep that in mind. We had that. You're probably hearing sirens over in Nancy. This is nowhere near you. Matter of fact, the storm producing that tornadic signature is almost out of Pulaski County. So just a quick little note there. That area of spin right now, kind of right on top of Beachville and Clark's Corner, over in Metcalf County. And again, are they? Okay, still moving to the southeast at 30. There's a new update, and that signature is still there. Really strong rotational couplet. Still to the north of Edmonton, but again, with this thing kind of jogging to the south a little bit, we got to really watch that thing if you live over there in Edmonton. Columbia, you are right in on that polygon, Columbia. So if you live in Columbia and points west and southwest, go ahead and be in your safe place, just out of respect for this storm. Somebody asking about Jamestown. Nothing. There are no warnings in effect for Russell County at this point. The only kind of alert for Russell County is a severe thunderstorm watch, but no warnings are in effect for Russell right now. All right, it is now 5:36. If you're just now tuning in, I'm Sean Hammond here on Laker Country 104.9 WJRS. We are also streaming live on the Laker Country WJRS Facebook page. We have severe weather coverage. We have a tornado warning. That includes parts of Adair, Metcalf, and a little area of Barron. Actually, I think Barron might have been taken out of that warning, and Greene County. Those tornado warnings are in effect until 6 o'clock. We have a very strong rotational signature to the north of Edmonton. And this same signature produced what appears to have possibly been a large tornado up in Hart County and also in Grayson County. We've got reports of heavily damaged buildings in Grayson County. And so this storm has been going for quite a while now. And if you remember on our video earlier, we were a little worried because at first we were thinking maybe 2 rounds of storms. When you didn't have that first round, you had sunshine all day. And that allowed the atmosphere to really heat up. And if you were able to get one of these storms by itself, that's what we were worried about, having one of these storms that was able to kind of isolate itself from the main line. And when you have that, they're not really competing with anything else. They can take in all the inflow, and that's where you really gotta watch these things. You can still have tornadoes and squall lines, but we really kind of perk up when we have these supercellular storms. And this thing has been going for a long time. And somebody just said in the Weather Service chat, it's not going to go away. It's just not giving up yet. We hope it will. We hope it does. We hope it does fizzle out. But right now, it is not. It is still there, and it is north of Edmonton. Okay, they are adjusting that tornado warning. They are reconfiguring it. So there is a new warning. It still includes Adair County, but it's been trimmed away from Columbia. The storm's kind of going wonky on us. It's kind of moving. It's changing directions on us, and so they have shaved back that warning. So let's see what we got. It's in effect for southwestern Adair and central Metcalfe. That warning in effect until, is it still at 6? Yeah. Storm moving off to the southeast at 25. So now I'm going to have to do we're going to do an updated storm track because it's kind of jogging around. Let's do a new storm track. Let's go to the southeast at 25. And if it holds this track, it will stay south of Columbia. It'll stay south of Russell Springs. It'll stay south of Jamestown, but it will come into portions of Cumberland County. So we got to watch out for our friends down there. Let's go here with the estimated times of arrival. We've got the breeding community by about 10 after 6. The Cundiff community at around 6:31, 76 community, and the Ida communities closer to 7. That's if it holds this track. It's moving around on us a little bit. But if you live in Adair County, if you live in Columbia, this warning has been trimmed away from you. So let's do this again. Let's talk about who's in and who's out with that polygon. So I'm going to turn the radar data off. For folks in Adair County, this includes the Sparksville, the Nell, and the breeding community. In Metcalfe County, we've got Edmonton. We've got the Clark's Corner. We have got the Curtis community, the Cofer community as well. All right, that was a new warning coming out of Jackson over here in Laurel County. We're going to focus in back on the storm Metcalfe. Let's go back to the correlation coefficient. Not seeing anything that leads me to believe we've got a tornado on the ground in terms of debris, but that is a very strong rotational signature. But as I was saying, Columbia, that polygon was kind of close to you. Now it's been trimmed back, and it looks like as of now, this storm will stay away from you in Columbia. But I mean, you can see this on the radar. It's kind of a classic look. We've got the little appendage showing up. That's your V notch right there. That's where the storm is taking in all the inflow. Kind of wraps back around. You got that little hook-like area. Kind of looks like a little hook to the north of Edmonton. That is a classic supercell structure there on that storm. And this storm just will not stop. I mean, it has been going for a long time now. But I do want to note, if it continues on this same track, that's a big if, because it's changed directions on us a couple of times. But if it continues on that track, it will stay to the south of Russell Springs and to the south of Jamestown. But again, that's if it stays on that track. Don't want to give you any kind of a false hope. And I am not surprised with this. On the Weather Service chat, we got a report of a funnel cloud north of Edmonton. Not shocked at all. That signature is still very strong. No reports of a touchdown, but looking here on the chat, let me see who that was from. That is from one of the meteorologists up there at Louisville. They got a report of the funnel cloud. I'm looking at pictures here of buildings damaged in Grayson County. This is that same storm that's coming down here in south central Kentucky, and wow, it caused quite a bit of damage. Well, I've not seen any pictures out of Munfordville, but quite a bit of structural damage and tree damage in Grayson County. And so our thoughts and prayers with those folks up there. And Again, we had a very clear TDS in Munfordville earlier, so I would assume that there's probably quite a bit of damage up there in that part of Hart County as well. So this storm, north of Edmonton, that's where the circulation is. It has a report of a funnel cloud to the north of Edmonton. That's where that is right now. That's where we have reports of it at. No reports of a touchdown right now, and we're not seeing evidence of debris on the radar. One thing we're about to run into, though, the more the storm gets in the deeper the storm gets into Metcalfe County. I'll get it out here in just a moment. The deeper it gets into Metcalfe, we're going to start to kind of lose radar coverage a little bit. We'll probably have to switch over to the Nashville NexRad radar to watch what's going on there. So we'll have to we'll take care of that once we get to it. But right now we can clearly see that is a strong rotational signature north of Edmonton. Again, if you notice, I feel like I've been saying north of Edmonton for a long time here. I mean, this storm it's not really moved. It was moving east, and then look at it. I mean, it's coming to the south. So if you live in Edmonton, you got to be in a safe place right now. Again, lowest floor near the center, away from windows, no mobile homes, no cars as well. We talked earlier how Edmonton was not in the polygon. Well, sometimes these storms, they can surprise you a little bit. All right, I want to talk about Russell County real quick. We've got some rain, maybe some thunder and lightning, and Russell and Adair. Or I should say from Columbia, it points north in Adair, and then Russell, some rain. Got a little bit of rain in northern Cumberland County. You need to really watch this storm. And then Clinton County, if you live in the far northern part of Clinton County, you've got some shower activity. Nothing severe, though. If you're in southwestern Adair, over into Metcalfe County, that's where this tornado warning is right now. And it's going to be coming really close to the breeding community there in Adair. And if that storm kind of holds this same track, it could affect parts of Russell County. The areas I would be talking about would be mainly to the south of Esto. So we're talking about the Freedom community, maybe ultimately into Creelsboro if it kind of holds this track. The more we kind of see it, though, the more it looks like this is going to be a problem for Cumberland County. So just keep that in mind. We're gonna watch if this storm has been kind of all over the place. All right, back looking at the CC, not seeing anything that jumps out at me in terms of debris being lofted. But again, that storm does have a report of a funnel cloud with it, so keep that in mind. And with that rotational signature, it could produce a tornado at any moment. A lot of thunder in the Say-No community, and that's all you're going to see right now, folks. No warnings in Russell. Rain in Royville. Clouds getting dark in Royville. Somebody asking about the Shopville community. That's over in Pulaski. Heavy rain over there, but the strongest part of that storm is now out of Pulaski. But folks, to be honest with you, if this storm kind of continues to sag more to the south, here in most of Russell County, we're just going to have rain. And then also including Adair County and points north rain. The main show right now over there in Metcalfe, and if you are listening, we pick up pretty well in Cumberland County. If you are listening to us or watching us out of Burkesville or the Marrowbone community in Cumberland County, be alert because this strong rotation is moving in your direction. I think if it continues on this same track, it'll be awfully close to Russell County. It'll be that far southern, southwestern part of Russell County that we have to watch out for, but right now, though, it looks to be more of a problem over there in Cumberland. Some good news, rotation, come down just a little bit. We will take that. We will take that. So it has come down just a hair. It's still there. It's more broad now. It's more of a broad rotational signature, uh, sitting right on top of Edmonton right now. But it's broad. It's not tight like it was. And when I say tight, when you have a tight signature like that, that's where you start getting the potential for a tornado to touch down. Right now, though, it's broad, but it's still there. It's went away and then come back several times tonight. We'll see what happens with this. Looking here on any reports at all. I appreciate all the chats here on Facebook. Rain coming down Old Hoppertown and the Eli community. Crillsboro, nothing right now. Rain and thunder in Millerfield, lots of wind. Eli, some thunder, but no rain right now. And again, we really do appreciate all these reports on Facebook. You're kind of our window to the world, if you will. Kind of let us know what's going on. And a reminder, once this line gets out of here, we're done with the severe weather. We will be done with this. We do have some storms kind of popping up to the north of that line, but they are not severe right now. Here comes a new warning that will include Barron County. This is a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag on it. So we'll look at that real quick, and yep, there's a pretty good little rotational signature to the south of Smith's Grove. That's over there in Warren County. And the reason we're talking about this is it's over there toward Glasgow. It's got that supercellular look to it. We got to watch that. That's kind of sagging off to the south and east, though. So it should stay away from here over here in Russell. But for our friends over there in Monroe County and Tompkinsville, you all need to keep a close watch on that. Okay, back to Edmonton. Still got that area of spin. Very broad, though. You know, if you're watching, you see the reds and the greens. They're still kind of together, but they're more farther apart now. We're going to hope that this storm is going to start to collapse on itself a little bit. That's what we're hoping for. There's a new update, and again, it looks very disorganized right now. It's still there. There's still some spin there, but it does look more disorganized at this point. Some rain and thunder near Lakeway and Bluebird and Russell Springs. Heavy rain in Russell Springs. Below Wolf Creek Dam by the hatchery, no rain, but some rumbling. And right now in Russell County, we've just got some thunder and lightning moving in. But remember, thunder and lightning, that does not make a storm severe. There's no warnings for Russell County right now either. All right, back over here to Edmonton. We still got that area of spin. We'll look at the correlation coefficient. Nothing showing up there in terms of debris. We did have a report of a funnel cloud to the north of Edmonton earlier. But as of right now, no reports of any touchdowns. I'm going to put the radar into motion here, and we can see how this circulation has evolved. It was moving more to the south and east, and kind of started jogging to the south. And for folks that are watching, and I'll describe it to those that are listening, we had a very tight couple. I mean, those reds and greens were very tightly packed together. And as they come into Edmonton, they're still there, but they're not quite as tight as they were. Still, though, there's still a good structure with this storm. We got that little notch right on top of Edmonton. You got the little inflow area to the east of Edmonton. That little feature, that's where the storm is ingesting all the inflow, the moisture, everything like that. Kind of wraps back around it. And that's why we talk about when you get these storms that are kind of able to get isolated. That's when we really get worried about them. All right, so they have canceled the tornado warning in southwestern Adair. And yeah, this storm honestly was making a beeline to Columbia and Russell County not long ago, and it is just totally sagged more so to the south. So let me look at the rotation. So I think I can say as of right now, this is going to be a problem for our friends in Cumberland County. If it continues on this same track, it still could try to move east again, but I think right now, anyway, as it continues to sag to the south, this is going to be a problem for Marrowbone and ultimately Burkesville. So if you know anybody that lives in Cumberland County, you need to tell them to be on guard for this. The storm, the rotation is not what it was earlier, but it's still there, and the storm could tighten back up at any time. So go ahead and really keep an eye on that. So we are watching that very, very closely. But again, that is kind of right on top of Edmonton right now, and it's still there. It may. I mean, we got an update. We got some bright colors showing up again. It may be trying to cycle. So if you live in Edmonton, and now we got to talk about folks to the south of Edmonton. Summer Shade, it's going to be awfully close to you. Be in a safe place. Good luck, Curtis, be in a safe place. And then ultimately Cumberland County. This is going to be coming toward you guys here shortly. So we got to really keep a close watch on you guys. There is a new warning coming out. This is going to be a severe thunderstorm warning. Okay, this is back to the west, so we don't have to worry about that. Let's go back on here to the Facebook chat. Jamestown, if this storm continues on this same track, and it looks like it's going to, this whole thing will stay away from Russell County, this particular rotational signature. So if you're in Jamestown, Bryan, Crillsboro, we're watching it. We want to make sure it doesn't try to change direction on us again, but the way it's looking right now, this will not be a Russell County problem. It's going to be a Metcalfe and Cumberland County problem. For Russell County, again, we've got rain, a little bit of lightning, a little bit of thunder. I've not seen any reports of winds, of any kind of severe level winds. So that is what I can tell you about Russell County. We got lightning, thunder, and rain in Jamestown. This particular storm will not affect Nancy. And then, okay, nothing new on there. Let me jump back over here to the chat from the Weather Service. No reports there. Again, a lot of damage over in parts of Grayson County. So, again, we are watching that, or we hope everyone's okay over there. So, Adair County is all right. No warning in Adair County. That tornado warning was canceled. Columbia, we'll give you a few more minutes. We can give you an all clear from the severe weather threat. Zooming things out a little bit, we do have some storms that are trying to fire off to the north of this line along the cold front, but they are not severe. And those storms will probably be more so elevated storms. And when I say elevated, those are not rooted at the surface. These storms are going to be moving into an area where the air has been worked over. So if they were to become severe, and I don't even think it's going to happen, you would mainly be looking out for winds and hail with those. But again, looking at the radar, they were pretty strong to the south of E-Town, but they have now weakened a little bit. But the storm over Edmonton, that's been the main thing tonight. And it is tightening back up again. So south of Edmonton, coming up on the Curtis community in Metcalfe County, you guys, you should have been in your safe place a long time ago. There's been a warning over there in Metcalfe County for quite some time. But if you are just tuning in at the last minute, go ahead and be in your safe place. That circulation kind of tightening back up again. But if it keeps on this same track, it's going to come right into Burkesville, right into Marrowbone, down there in Cumberland County. At the same time, if it continues on the same track, it will not affect Russell County. All right, looking on here on the chat, Jamestown, I don't want to say an all clear for Russell County right now. I'm not going to do that because this storm has been kind of erratic. The way it's looking, it's going to continue moving south, but I'm going to wait until it gets a little bit further away before I give Russell County an all clear, just as a course of least regret. So not quite yet. Want to kind of wait a minute. But as of right now, this is going to be more of a Cumberland County problem. And we're not seeing any indications that this tornado is on the ground, but that is a pretty strong signature to the south of Edmonton over there in Metcalfe. We did have a report earlier of a funnel cloud north of Edmonton. Never got any kind of confirmation if that touched down or not, but we did have a report of a funnel cloud. Looks like we got a new tornado warning coming out, and this will include Cumberland County. So that's going to be, you'll see the polygon pop up here in just a moment here, and we'll, for our listeners, we'll tell you where that will, or who that includes as soon as it pops up here on the map. But this will be a new tornado warning that includes Metcalfe, parts of Cumberland, and parts of Monroe County. And that warning will be in effect until 6:45 Central Time. That should be popping up on the screen here any second now. There it is. And we'll take off the radar data. Let's do that real quick. And so this new tornado warning does include Burkesville. It includes Marrowbone. It includes, it does include Tompkinsville. So our friends down there in Monroe County, you are in that tornado warning. So again, Cumberland County, I saw somebody in here earlier that was asking about Burkesville. You guys need to be in a safe place down there in Cumberland County. Bakerton, you're not in that polygon, but Marrowbone, Burkesville, Waterview, Grider, Leslie, those small little communities in Cumberland, go ahead and be in your safe place right now. Lowest floor, near the center, and away from windows. And that is a radar indicated rotation. So not a confirmed tornado, but a radar indicated, and we're not seeing anything still of debris being lofted here on the correlation coefficient on the radar. Folks asking about Albany, we got to watch that closely. I mean, if it continues on this straight kind of southward, southeasterly track, it will come awfully close to Clinton. I think it'll stay away from Albany, but we're going to watch it closely, okay? I know we got a ton of folks down there in Albany and Clinton that tune us in, and we do appreciate that. And so we'll stick with it. But right now, it's going to be a Cumberland County problem. It may skirt that western part of Clinton County, depending on how this thing behaves. But right now, Monroe, parts of Cumberland, Metcalfe County, tornado warning in effect until 6:45. Going back to the Facebook reports. Yeah, that cell is, somebody in here knows their weather. That is a cyclical supercell. I have trouble saying that word, but that just means a storm that kind of, that doesn't really want to go away. It'll weaken, and then the rotation comes back. It'll weaken, and it comes back again. Somebody talking about a funnel cloud in the breeding community in Adair County. Let me go back here to the radar. There's no rotation near breeding. I mean, that circulation is in Metcalfe County. We're not seeing anything else in breeding, so not sure what's going on there. But there's no rotation in breeding, no rotation in Adair. Columbia, we can go ahead and give you guys an all clear. And I think we can go ahead and at least give Russell Springs points northward and west an all clear as well. Just the way the storm is traveling. And I maybe got a pretty good idea anyway that this storm going through Metcalfe will not come to Russell. But again, just want to make sure, don't want to say something and then it kind of change direction on us, so we'll stick with it. But oh wow, that rotation kind of tightening up again to the south of Edmonton. And that's going to be crossing into Cumberland County here shortly. So we'll put a storm track on it. That storm moving at 25 miles per hour. So we will put a track on that. And again, these are just estimated times of arrival, so keep that in mind. We have got Burkesville in about 40 minutes and the Bow community at around 6:48. Marrowbone, give or take, probably about 6:30 or so. Just the way that storm is moving. All right, let's put the radar into motion. We'll look and see how this thing is moving. Again, still moving to the south and east. And if you live in Edmonton, we can give you guys an all clear from that tornado warning. All right, looking for any other reports to pass along. Jamestown, nothing right now. Starting to storm in Albany. Yeah, you've got some lightning and thunder. Nothing severe, though, right now. Kind of the main show that we are watching right now. It's this thing coming out of Metcalfe going into Cumberland County. And again, that is a pretty strong rotational signature. Again, we're pretty far away from the radar side. I'm going to look at the Nashville radar, and it looks a little bit more broad. So that's certainly some good news. We're going to hope that this thing will go on a downward trend. We'll see how things play out there. But again, if you are in Cumberland County, if you are in Burkesville, you are in that tornado warning. And that warning does include Marrowbone as well. It does include Tompkinsville over in Monroe County. Been a minute since I talked about some other areas. We'll look back over here in Somerset and Pulaski. Got some storms moving through. Nothing severe. And then over here in Russell County, again, just some rain, a little bit of thunder, a little bit of lightning. But that tornadic storm, as of right now, looks like it's going to stay to the south and west of Russell County. So we will take that. Earlier, it was making a beeline at us, but it has shifted more so to the south. And I want to let it go a little bit more south before I give Russell County an all clear. But Columbia points north. We can give you guys an all clear, points to the west as well. But again, we have no reports or no indication that this tornado is on the ground in Metcalfe. I've not seen any reports right now. Power out in the Oak Grove area of Adair County. Somebody said they're hearing sirens in Albany. There is no tornado warning in Clinton County, so not sure why you're hearing sirens down there. No warning in Clinton. But again, that is a very strong rotational signature now about to come into Cumberland County. I'm not seeing any kind of debris signature right now. It is still just a radar indicated tornado. And we've had no reports of damage out of Metcalfe either. We did have that one funnel cloud report north of Edmonton, but other than that, nothing else to report. Power flickered a little bit on Lakeway Drive. Power just went out on Green Hills. That's in Adair County. And I don't see any other reports right now. Greensburg, we can give you guys an all clear. Okay, that's some of the latest reports that I'm seeing. All right, back here to the storm. It is now about to cross into Cumberland County. This radar image is at 6:04. It is now 6:07. And okay, that thing, that tightened up again. So if you live in Cumberland County, Marrowbone, Burkesville, again, folks, be in your safe place. It is a very strong rotational signature. We don't have any reports of a tornado on the ground, but again, that is a very strong indication of circulation now south of Edmonton. And so Burkesville, Marrowbone, this is going to be coming into your area within the next few moments. as it gets ready to cross over into Cumberland County. We can just about give Metcalf an all clear from that circulation. But again, this is a very strong rotational signature. Again, this storm just will not give up. It's rotational, kind of broaden out, and then it kind of comes back. Something else I do want to mention, especially folks in Cumberland and Clinton, be on the lookout for flooding issues. You had the flooding issues a few weeks ago. These storms are dumping quite a bit of rain in a short amount of time, and they're not moving that fast. I mean, 25 miles per hour, you can get quite a bit of rain in a short period of time. So be on the lookout in those areas for flooding potential. Obviously, right now, your big worry is the tornadic potential, and that is coming into Cumberland County right now. We have power kind of flickering in different areas in Russell County. Raining hard on South 55. Clinton County, no warning for you right now, just some rain, thunder, and lightning. But again, this storm has been the main storm tonight. It produced a lot of tornado damage in Grayson County, and I've not seen any pictures, but we had a pretty good debris signature over Mumfordville. So I would imagine there's probably quite a bit of damage in Hart County as well. But I've seen pictures out of Grayson County, and there is quite a bit of structural damage over there. I think we can say with pretty good confidence now that this storm, this rotational signature, as of now, looks like it will stay to the south and west of Russell County. So we can say that. As of right now, it's going to stay away from Russell. It's going to be a Cumberland County problem. So again, Burkesville, Marrowbone, you guys need to be in your safe place right now. And that circulation is probably already crossed into Cumberland County. You got to remember the radar is going to be a couple of minutes behind. Storm moving at 25 miles per hour. So I would imagine it's probably now over the Cumberland County line, probably coming up on 90 over there in Cumberland to the north of Marrowbone. But if you live in Columbia, if you live in Edmonton, we can give you guys an all clear. Russell Springs points north, we can go all clear there. Again, I want to let the storm go a little bit more to the south of us just to make sure it doesn't try to do anything funny. But right now, it's going to stay away from us here in Russell County. Somebody said they heard the animal shelter was damaged in Hart County. And somebody asking about Albany. Again, right now, no warnings in Albany. Nothing in Clinton County. You've just got some heavy rain, lightning, and thunder. Maybe some gusty winds down there as well. Looking at the peak wind gusts since midnight, looks like we were at 24 here in Russell, 21 in Clinton County. The good news, once we get this stuff out of here, we are going to be cooler over the next few days. I am looking forward to that, and I know my air conditioner is looking forward to that as well. That thing's been working overtime over the last several weeks. So we get this stuff out of here, we will have lower dew points and temperatures slightly below average through at least Friday. All right, we still got that area of spin now coming into Cumberland County. And remember what I was telling you about with the radar coverage? It kind of gets a little tricky through here. Well, now we're coming into that. We're kind of bouncing back between the weather, the NEXRAD radar in Nashville and the radar in Louisville. And you've still got that area. Doesn't look quite as impressive on the Nashville radar when you switch back over to the Louisville radar. And when you're that far away, a lot of that's noise from the down the radar beam. So it's kind of hard to get a good look at that. But still, that spin is there. It's coming into Marrowbone right now. I've seen no reports of any damage out of Metcalf County. So hopefully this has just been just a rotational signature that is that has not produced any damage. Good in Columbia. Yeah, Columbia is good to go. Right now, you are good in Clinton County. Jamestown, you're fine right now. Will there be storms later in Russell? This is going to be the main event right here, the main show, if you will. This will be it. Once we get this stuff out of here, we're done. I was talking about some storms popping up north of Campbellsville. Those have fizzled away. So this is it. All this stuff is now sagging off to the south. And once it's out of here, we are done, and you all can go on about your business for the rest of the night. And that severe thunderstorm watch, that will be allowed to go away as well. We just got to get this warning out of here, and then we're going to go to the house. So that's just all we are waiting to do. But again, that's still a strong rotational signature. And we got a lot of folks that tune into us from Cumberland County. A lot of people down there in Cumberland, a lot of people in Clinton. So we want to make sure and give you guys the attention that you guys deserve as well. And I was just in Cumberland and Clinton last week, Clinton the week before, and then Cumberland last week. We pick up pretty good down there on the radio side. And then, of course, we got a lot of folks that stream us as well. Somebody was streaming us over from Jackson, Kentucky earlier. That's a pretty good ways away. But we do appreciate everybody tuning in. We've been on here for right at 2 hours, coming up on 2 hours. Been a busy one. Luckily, though, here in Russell County, we've not really had to deal with much. And we will take that. But we got to worry about our friends to our west and southwest right now, and that's what we're doing. We're gonna get this out of here, and then once we are done with it, we'll be finished with the severe weather. Right now, that area of spin coming into Marrowbone, and it's not quite as tight as it was. It's still there, but it's not as organized. So we are going to hope that trend does continue, and hopefully this thing will finally start to give up and die out. Again, I'm looking here for any kind of reports that anybody has to pass along. Nothing right now. No damage reports coming out of Metcalfe County. All right, there's a new update on the velocity scan. And again, we are now looking at the radar coming out of Nashville. Again, it's so difficult with radar coverage once you get over there into Cumberland County. I'll look at the Climavision radar. I'm going to look at that off screen real quick because I might be able to get a decent look at that storm from the radar out of Jamestown, and we're just a little out of the coverage area for that. But looking for us, it's just rain right now here in Russell. Rain, thunder, lightning. That's about it. Nothing severe, though. I see people in here thanking us from Clinton County. Well, no problem at all. A couple of years ago, we kind of kept noticing when we did these streams, we had a lot of people out of Clinton County tuning us in, and so we wanted to make sure that we took care of folks down there. And then I've had a lot of people tune us in from Cumberland County, so we wanted to just want to take care of you guys, make sure you all are good. Russell County, we are all right, and I'm going to let this storm, because, I mean, if it could technically still turn to the east and come toward us. I don't think it's going to, but I'm not going to give it all clear and then have to take it back. So we're going to wait just a little bit longer for Russell. But, again, that rotation, still there, it's more disorganized. But if you live in Marrowbone, Waterview, Grider, Leslie, Burkesville, in Cumberland, being a safe place, that far northeastern part of Monroe County being a safe place. I think this is going to stay away from Tompkinsville. You're still in that polygon, but I think we can say with a pretty good amount of confidence this will stay to your north and east. So this is going to be making a beeline now for Burkesville. So if you know anybody down there, make sure that they are in their safe place. Again, that is a lowest floor near the center and away from windows. All right, we do have a report on the weather service chat, and somebody mentioned in the Facebook chat earlier about an animal shelter in Hart County that was struck by that tornado. We do have reports of that coming on the weather service chat. No pictures of it, but apparently an animal shelter up there was damaged. Looks like a tree fell onto a home up there in Hart County. for Metcalf, and so far for Cumberland, although this is just now coming into Cumberland, we've had no reports, zero reports, no reports out of Casey, no reports out of Green, and nothing here in Russell either. But again, that is still a very very tight rotational signature, and it's kind of been coming and going over the last little bit. It's definitely not organized like it was an hour ago. I mean, that thing has come down quite a bit. I mean, it was pretty impressive earlier, and it's still spinning. We'll hope that it slowly downtrends, and we'll hope that it continues to do that so we don't have to deal with it. But right now, we are just focused in on Cumberland County. I know folks are I've got a lot of people in here asking about Albany. You guys are good right now. You've got some rain, thunder, and lightning. We got to watch that thing in Cumberland County, that tornadic storm up there, to see what it's going to do. And the Weather Service will have to they'll have to do something here shortly in terms of a polygon, because that rotational signature is going to be getting, once it comes through Marrowbone, it's going to be coming close to the border of that polygon. So they'll have to make a decision on what they want to do with that warning. If they want to extend it south, maybe go with a severe thunderstorm with a tornado possible tag on it. Not sure what they're going to do, but they will have to make a decision on that shortly. But that rotation kind of more so to the east of Marrowbone now, around Marrowbone. If you live down there, continue to stay in your safe place. And the next kind of big city in line is going to be the Burkesville community. So if you know anybody down there in Burkesville, or if you are tuning us in from Burkesville, make sure that you are in a safe place. We're still not seeing any evidence of debris being lofted, so this is still just a radar-indicated circulation. And, okay, I thought I saw a new warning coming in. That was just a report, a flooding report. Do have a flood advisory. I talked about the flooding issue. So we got a flood advisory in effect for, looks like, parts of Clinton, Cumberland, and Monroe counties. It's going to be for all of those counties. That is a flood advisory in effect until 9/15. So if you remember, we talked about the flooding concerns a little while ago. If you are in those areas, first of all, in Cumberland, your first order of business is to deal with this tornado warning. But second of all, you got to keep an eye on the flooding situation down there as well. So, again, our friends down there in Burkesville, you guys need to be in a safe place. Marrowbone, give it a few more minutes. It's kind of right on you right now, kind of on top of you, kind of to the east. So, again, it's more of a broad circulation. But again, you got to respect it, because this storm is that same storm that produced the damage in Grayson County, and then had the PDS tornado warning on it earlier in Munfordville. So this storm has been the storm of the day across Kentucky. So you got to respect it, and it's been cyclical. It's come down, it's ramped back up, and so we want you to really pay close attention to it. But that is a pretty broad circulation. It wouldn't totally surprise me if that continues, if the Weather Service does a downstream severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag. And if that happens, that would get into parts of more than likely the western part of Clinton County, the way it's moving. So our friends down there in Albany, and especially to the west of Albany, we're watching it. Keep us tuned in. We will keep you up to date with the very latest, but just kind of looking at the way things are trending. But that circulation has broadened out a little bit, and so if that does continue, the Weather Service, they may do a downstream tornado warning, or they could do a severe with tornado possible. They've done that a lot tonight. I feel pretty good about saying that this is not going to be a Russell County problem. So Russell County, Adair County, Casey County, all clear. All right. I probably could have said that a little bit earlier for Russell, but I wanted to be sure before we said it, because the last thing you want to do is say it and then the storm changes directions. But the way it's oriented now, this will stay away from Russell County, and with that, the severe weather risk for Russell County is going to be going away. So yeah, we got rain, thunder, and lightning out there, but again for Russell, nothing severe. We can give you guys an all clear. Again, I apologize for waiting so long, but I'm somebody I'm going to make sure before we do that. And so we're going to be keying in on Cumberland, and then we're going to watch Clinton County as well. But again, that rotation, we'll go look at it from the Nashville radar. It's still there, but again, it's just not as robust as it was and not as organized. And we are not going to complain about that at all. So we're going to hope that thing does continue to downtrend. If it does, they will probably do a severe warning for it. We'll see, though, what they decide to do. I feel pretty good at saying, though, that right now we don't have a tornado on the ground. That could change, though. You got to watch out for the radar scans. In 2 scans, it could strengthen back up. But as of right now, it's still broad, but you are still in that polygon in Marrowbone and Waterview, Grider, and Burkesville. Again, this thing it says it's moving at 25. It's not, it still doesn't feel like it's moving that fast at all. See, we got an update. It's still at 25. Okay, there's a new update. And again, it's the circulation's still there. You got the red and the greens together. So down there in Burkesville, safe place. Tompkinsville, this will stay away from you. And I think it's going to stay away from Monroe County in general. So Burkesville, and then we got to watch Clinton County. I know you guys are watching us down in Clinton County. I see you on here on the Facebook chat. And we really do appreciate it, and we are going to keep you guys informed as well. But we are going to watch out for that. But if you're just now tuning in, Russell County, Adair County, Casey, Taylor, Greene County, all clear. Okay, you guys are fine. The 2 areas we're watching right now is Cumberland and Clinton counties. Let me jump back on here and see what the weather service, see what they are thinking. Okay, so this is what they just said, and this is what I was talking about a moment ago, what I think they may do. The rotation is weaker and broader. They are considering switching to a downstream severe thunderstorm warning. They've not made a decision yet on that. And if this trend does continue, they'll probably do that. It'll probably be a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag on it. That's just my guess, though. That's just my guess. I'm not a meteorologist. I don't work for the weather service, but that's just what I'm thinking may happen, because you don't want to continue with these tornado warnings and nothing happen. You don't want to have false alarm after false alarm. So I think that's probably what will happen, and if that does continue, we'll stay on with our coverage. But if they do go with a downstream warning, it would more than likely have Clinton County involved in it, just the way that it's moving. And yeah, there's a new update right there. Again, we still got the red and green. They're still around, but it's nothing like it was. I mean, this storm, and when I say this storm has been the main event of the night, it has. I mean, this has been the storm of the day across all of Kentucky. I don't know about anywhere else, but I can tell you in terms of Kentucky, this is that same storm that had the PDS tornado warning on it earlier. And it is just not giving up. Not giving up. The tornado, it's not stayed on the ground. It was apparently was a large tornado when it was in Munfordville, and then it kind of broadened out when it got into Metcalfe County. And since then, I've had no reports of damage. So I would assume we've not had any more touchdowns with it. Again, we'll have to wait and see if we get any kind of reports. But right now, though, it looks like this has mainly just been a rotating thunderstorm that's just not quite been able to get back to where it was earlier. But again, I do want to take a moment and thank everybody for tuning in. Now, it's been a busy night. You know, we're kind of worried about this over the last few days, and I'll be honest, I really started to get concerned this morning when it turned out we were not going to have any kind of rain earlier in the day. At first, this looked like it was going to be a kind of a 2 rounder type of event, maybe 3 rounds. And when you have storms early on, if you can get some rain and cloud cover to stick around, that will kind of hold the atmosphere at bay. We didn't have that. We had sunshine for a lot of the day today. And when you have that, that really destabilizes things. And you saw what happened with this storm up there in Hart County and Grayson County. I mean, that storm became supercellular. It was isolated, and it has apparently produced quite a bit of damage, especially over in Grayson County. I see some people, looks like folks are kind of tuning out of the stream now. And for Russell and Adair County, you all are in the all clear now. So I think we're going to have a lot of folks with us from Cumberland and Clinton now. And stand by for just a moment. I got to take care of this morning real quick. All right, back here, that was a warning over in Eastern Kentucky from the Weather Service office in Jackson. So if you're just now tuning in, that tornado warning does continue in Cumberland County. That circulation is still there. It may be trying to ramp back up to the northwest, west of Burkesville. I guess it's kind of been doing that off and on tonight. It's kind of come and gone. Nothing like it was earlier, though. I can tell you that. I mean, this thing was very intense earlier. Nothing like that. So we're gonna have to watch the next couple of volume scans on radar. But if you live in Burkesville, be in your safe place. Marrowbone, we can give you guys an all clear. Marrowbone, and I'm sorry, I apologize for this. Metcalfe County will give you guys an all clear as well. And if you're just now tuning in, again, Russell County, all clear. Adair County, all clear. Casey County, clear as well. Again, I apologize, but I kind of stopped talking for a moment. I'm just trying to get caught up on any kind of reports here. I don't want to miss anything. A lot of folks tuning us in from Clinton County. Yeah, we kind of noticed a few years ago that Clinton County was an area that really tuned into us quite a bit. And it was like, well, we need to take care of Clinton County. We got to take care of our friends down there in Albany, and we got to take care of our friends in Cumberland County. Hey, my wife works down there in Cumberland County now, so we've always kind of kept an eye on folks down there, and then Clinton County as well. So we want to make sure that we are keeping you guys informed as well. I know we are based here in Russell County, but like I told you, I was in Clinton County a couple of weeks ago. I was in Cumberland County last week. I could pick us up pretty well on the radio side. And, of course, streaming, we had somebody over in Jackson County in Eastern Kentucky tuning us in earlier. But, again, that area of spin coming down 90 over there in Cumberland County, and lights flickered here at the radio station. Okay, they stayed on. We did have lights flicker just a little bit. Let me look up here real quick. It's just lightning and thunder. Maybe some brief gusty winds, but again, nothing severe. We do have that new severe thunderstorm warning that just came out in Pulaski County. I'm going to go over here real quick. It's for, it does include Somerset, although Somerset, that storm is now to the south and east of you. Burnside, you're in that, and this is for 60 mile per hour winds. They do have a tornado possible tag on that. Not seeing really a lot of circulation over there, but if you are over there in Burnside and points south and east, you're under that warning, and that will be in effect until 8 o'clock Eastern time. Again, those folks over there are in the Eastern time zone. Power flickering here again at the radio station. We're still on, though. Let me make sure. Yeah, we're still good to go. I appreciate that. Somebody said Clinton Countyans love Laker Country. We really do appreciate that. Yeah, Metcalfe County, Edmonton, you're good to go. You are good to go. Western Pulaski County, you guys, that's over there. That's Nancy. Yeah, you're fine. You're good to go. Now we do have some more storms that have kind of come back around over. It's raining once again in Munfordville. Those storms are not severe right now. Now I said that this would be the main show. We do have some more development right now, though. Nothing severe, and I don't see any lightning with those. But we'll watch those very closely. And man, I hate that for Munfordville. They had the tornado earlier. Now it's raining over there right now. But we're watching it. But, what kind of happened is we had this line come down here, and then we had these little supercells out ahead of it kind of pop up, and they started spinning. All right, back here to our Cumberland County storm. And we are, you got to keep in mind, folks, we are so far away from the radar, but I can tell you that the area of circulation, it's going to be coming into Burkesville within the next few minutes. And the way that's tracking, it's going to be, that storm is going to be coming into Clinton County. I know I said earlier the way it was moving would kind of skirt to Clinton. It looks like it will come into parts of Clinton. I can't give you a guarantee as of yet where. I don't know about Albany, but if you live especially west of Albany, keep an eye on this thing, okay? Let's see here. No new reports, no damage reports out of Metcalfe or Cumberland. And if anybody on the Facebook Live is tuning us in from Cumberland, let us know. Be interested to see. I saw a few people earlier that tuned us in from Cumberland County, and we have news stories out of Cumberland County, so we were including you guys, or we were. That's why we talk about you guys. I have you all in our coverage because we know we come in down there. But if anybody is in here from Cumberland County, let us know. Let us know if you have any kind of damage. But Marrowbone, you all are in the all clear, and all right, good news. They are going with a downstream severe thunderstorm warning, so let's give it just a moment because I'm going to have to kick off this EAS. But I can tell you that Clinton County will now be under a severe thunderstorm warning, and it will have that tornado possible tag in it, and that warning will include Albany. So that will be for the rest of Cumberland and from Albany and points west and northwest in Clinton County. The EAS should be kicking off here in just a moment, so I'm gonna kind of give it just a second here. Well, I know as soon as I start talking, it's going to kick off. So I'll go. Okay, yep, there it goes. So give me just a minute here. All right, so yeah, again, severe thunderstorm warning for Cumberland County and Clinton County. That warning in effect until looks like what 7:15? Is that right? Yeah, 7:15 Central Time. And like I said, it does have that tornado possible tag with it. So that's what we were talking about. We've got that rotation that is coming right on top of Burkesville right now. It's not quite strong enough to pull the trigger on another tornado warning. So, and we've talked about these. That's why they'll go with these severe thunderstorm warnings, and they'll put the tornado possible tag on there because they that you don't want to issue tornado warnings over and over again and nothing happen. You don't want to have all those false alarms because then you kind of become the boy that cried wolf. So that's why they introduced these severe warnings with the tornado possible tag in them. And again, that rotation is there. It's very broad, though. I mean, this thing is broadened out quite a bit. But it is in Burkesville. You are still if you are in Burkesville, you are still technically in a tornado warning. So you need to stay in your safe place. And one thing I always tell folks, with these severe thunderstorm warnings that have the tornado possible wording in there, it's kind of a personal choice. You could have a quick spin up. For me personally, I would treat it more as a tornado warning, and especially tonight, just out of respect for this storm in particular. This storm is the one that produced a lot of damage earlier in Grayson County and in Munfordville over there in Hart County. It had at one point, it did have a large tornado on the ground in Grayson and Hart County. And so just kind of out of respect for that storm, and since this is an elevated severe thunderstorm warning, consider going to your safe place. So let's talk about who's in and who's out. On that warning, it's going to be the yellow polygon. So that will include basically all of Cumberland County with the exception of northern Cumberland. So we're talking about the Bow community, Long Ridge, Kettle, Littrell, Stalkup, and then in Clinton County, Browns Crossroads, Albany, Shipley, and the Hobart community, or Hobart. Again, if I get some of these names wrong, I do apologize for that. And then the Bug community down there in Clinton County. You guys are in that severe thunderstorm warning. And again, that will be in effect until 7:15 Central Time. But again, the area of that storm that had the rotation, it is right now very near or on top of Burkesville. And this storm it continues to slow down. This thing was moving at 45 miles per hour coming out of Hart County, and then went down to 30, and then 25, and now it's going at 20. So like I talked about earlier, especially in these areas, Cumberland and Clinton, watch out for the flooding potential. You guys are currently under a flood advisory, and that does include, let me find that here real quick, that does include Clinton and Cumberland County, and that is in effect, I believe, until just a little bit after 9 o'clock tonight. So that is a flood advisory. So, and again, these areas were hit very hard by flooding a few weeks ago, at the end of June. And so if you live in those flood-prone areas, keep an eye on things, okay? Be ready to seek higher ground. But right now, you got to get through this severe thunderstorm warning, which again does have that tornado possible tag with it. The area of spin now around Burkesville, it's very broad now, broadened out quite a bit. We're hoping that this is going to transition more to a straight line damaging wind type of deal. I'm going to go to the Kentucky Mesonet site. We'll look at the peak wind gust since midnight because there is a Mesonet station in Burkesville, and we are right now at 29. So that has been the highest wind gust recorded today at the Mesonet site in Cumberland County. We'll see what happens after that little area of spin goes over it, but hopefully, all right, now we're at 29. We've got 36 in Metcalfe County. And then, of course, here in Russell County, 24, Adair, 24. I'll very quickly back things up a little bit. We've got this cluster of storms extending from another little cluster from Munfordville to the south and west. Those storms are moving to the south and east. They are not severe right now. They appear to be along the cold front. Again, not severe at this point, but you could have some brief gusty winds, heavy rainfall, lightning and thunder in there as well. Pulaski County, severe thunderstorm warning. That storm is about to cross over into McQuarrie County, and that will be out of your neck of the woods. Somerset, you guys are clear of this. Casey County, you're good to go as well. And then Russell, Adair, all clear right now from the severe. I don't think these storms are going to become severe, but we'll watch them. I know I said all clear earlier. Let's just make sure. But right now, I'm not even seeing any lightning with them. We'll look at the winds real quick here, and nothing there. Nothing going on. So I think we can continue that wording of all clear for Russell, Adair, and Taylor and Metcalfe County as well. All clear from the severe storm activity. The flooding threat, though, is there. Flood watch remains in effect, and of course we got that flood warning that is out for or not Metcalfe, for Cumberland and Clinton County. For Clinton County, again, you've got that severe thunderstorm warning, tornado possible tag. The area of spin right around Burkesville. Again, very broad area. So it looks like right now this is becoming more of a straight line damaging wind threat. And we will hope that that trend does continue. All right, let me hop back over to the Facebook chat. Now we got folks watching us from Byrdstown, Tennessee. Yep, we do have some people in here from Cumberland County. Monticello, Wayne County, you guys are fine right now. We got somebody in here from Middlesboro. That's a pretty good ways away from here. Somebody in the middle of Burkesville, just heavy rain right now. And I believe that is it. Yep, that's all I have that's the only thing I have right now. Let me go back in here to the weather service chat. Not seeing any reports on there either. But again, just out of respect for that storm, and again, it does say tornado possible on the severe warning. Go ahead and at least think about being in your safe place. If you do live south of Burkesville and then on into Clinton County. But again, that circulation has broadened out quite a bit, especially over the last 30 minutes or so, as that storm does continue to slow down. And again, I think we're going to start to trend toward a straight line wind and then a flooding threat for those areas in Cumberland and Clinton County. So again, like I said, if you live in those areas that had the flooding a few weeks ago, just keep an eye on things, especially those at low-lying areas as well. Just trying to look here on social media and see if we have any damage reports coming out of Edmonton, because there was a funnel cloud down there earlier. And not seeing anything right now, although I do see video of, it looks like video of the tornado that was near Edmonton. This would have been when that circulation was really tight to the north of there. That's not a confirmed tornado, but it does appear that way on the video. No reports of any damage, though. Let me go back and I'm going to look and see if there's anything coming out of Greene County. That circulation came awfully close to southwestern Greene, and we do see we are starting to see some damage out of Munfordville. And again, that was a pretty decent rotational signature up there earlier. And just looking on here for any kind of damage reports whatsoever out of Casey County, because we did have that tornado warning in eastern Casey earlier. Nothing right now. Somebody reporting some debris on the road. They're coming home through Edmonton. Lots of debris and trees down on the parkway. That is over there in Metcalfe County. So that I just now got that report. And I don't see anything new right now. So again, looking at the radar, that area of spin it's kind of stayed in and around the Burkesville area. It's not tight. It's not what it was earlier, but there's still a little bit there, and you want to take it seriously. The tornado warning, the tornado warning is now gone, so we now just have that severe thunderstorm warning with the tornado possible tag. That rotation's still there, kind of to the north and east of Burkesville now, a little bit south of the Bakerton community. Not seeing anything that would concern me in terms of debris being lofted. We've got storms coming into Adair County. Those are not severe right now. We do have some thunder and lightning with those. Maybe some brief gusty winds, but again, those are not severe. And once we get all this out of here, we'll be done with the severe weather for the rest of the night. We don't have to really worry about anything behind any of that other stuff to our north. Lightning bad in the 1590 area of Clinton. Somebody lives on 1880 in Burkesville, just raining right now. Yeah, Casey County, the Yosemite area, you guys are in the all clear. Looks like we got a new warning. This will be for Allen County. Okay, that is to our west. Columbia, you do have storms moving in here, moving into Adair County right now. Those storms are not severe. Maybe some lightning and thunder, heavy rainfall, but again, those storms are sub-severe right now. And I think once we get this thing out of Clinton County and Cumberland, I think we should be good to go. But again, that area of spin is still there. We'll zoom in a little bit tighter. Just to the east of Burkesville, the red and the greens are still together there on the radar. Nothing like it was earlier, but still there. Still a little area of spin. Not enough, though, for the Weather Service to pull the trigger on a tornado warning. But again, keep a close watch on it. Now coming into the Bow community, Long Ridge, Green Grove. Those are some of the next areas that are kind of in line for this. And then in Clinton County, we're talking about Browns Crossroads, and this will be awfully close to Albany. So again, that's just kind of looking downstream. Right now, down there in Albany, you've got some rain, thunder, and lightning, maybe some gusty winds as well. But other than that, nothing going on right now. The storm, the area that triggered that warning is still in Cumberland County. .696, just rain in Clinton County there on 696. And that is all that I see right now. More damage reports coming out of Hart County. Seeing that. Looks like we got some new flash flood warnings. Let me make sure that this does not include our area. And no new flash flood warnings in effect yet. But that's something we have to watch out for as well. With these storms kind of slowing down and dumping the rain on the same area for a little while, we'll have to watch out for some instances of flash flooding as well. Rain in the in Duval Valley, little community down there in Clinton County. Rain on 829 in Albany. Light rain and thunder in the Snow community right now. We appreciate those reports coming in. And again, the area of rotation, again, still there. Not what it was earlier. I know I've said that a million times, but there's just really nothing else to report right now. It's not picked back up in intensity, which we hope that does continue. And we've had no reports of any damage either out of Cumberland County. Russell Springs, good. It's fine. Again, I'm just kind of looking around here to see if we have anything at all that kind of jumps out at me on radar. It kind of looks like the velocity is running just a tad bit behind on the radar side. I'm gonna refresh the radar. We'll do a full refresh and see if we can get it caught up here. We've been using it for so long, sometimes it can get a little bit behind you. So any kind of rotation now to the south and east of Burkesville, kind of right there on the Bow community, and then Long Ridge, Green Grove, those areas in Cumberland County are next in line. But again, do want to remind you, this is not a tornado warning. This is a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag on it. So keep that in mind. Kind of an elevated severe thunderstorm warning, but there is no tornado warning for our area or any part of our area at this time. And seeing video of, looks like the tornado that affected, affected Munfordville earlier. Okay, now this was actually up there in Montgomery County. So it looks like, yeah, we had a tornado touchdown in Montgomery County earlier. It looks like there was actually two down for a few moments. All right, just heard some thunder here in Russell County. Again, that's all we're seeing right now. Nothing severe, just a little bit of thunder and lightning. Rain in the Piney Woods area of 558 in Clinton County. Somerset's fine. Light rain, no wind yet in Albany. And nothing going on in Wayne County right now. Nothing severe. Light rain in Albany. We got a lot of folks in here giving us reports out of Albany. We do appreciate that, really do. Just rain in the Alpha community on the Clinton County side. And that is, okay, that is all the reports that I have. That's the latest reports that I have coming out of Clinton. Still, little area of spin. It's still there. It's not quite went away just yet. Burkesville, we can give you guys an all clear. Burkesville points north and west, all clear from that. You got another storm coming in there to Cumberland County from your west around Tompkinsville. We'll see which way that is moving. And moving off to the south and east, so keep an eye on that thing if you are in Cumberland County. We do have a little area of spin with that north of Tompkinsville, so there is no warning for that. But if you live in western Cumberland County, keep an eye out for that because that storm is kind of moving in your direction. So that one just kind of caught my attention. I saw that little tag there around Tompkinsville, that little tag on the radar. And yeah, that's a pretty good rotational signature. So, and again, there's no severe thunderstorm warning for that right now. But if I live in western Cumberland, I'm keeping an eye on that. All right, the area of spin, if there still is anything there that's spinning, it's going to be crossing into Clinton County probably within the next 5 minutes or so. And again, some of the same communities I've talked about. We got Browns Crossroads, Albany, pretty close to the Shipley area. You're in that severe thunderstorm warning polygon. And again, the reason we're on here for a severe thunderstorm warning is because it has the tornado possible tag in there. That coupled with this storm has been very intense. It produced a lot of damage in Grayson and Hart counties, and so we wanted to. That's why we kind of been sticking with it. It's weakened quite a bit, but it's still not quite given up in terms of the circulation. All right, new severe thunderstorm warning in parts of Monroe and western Cumberland. We talked about that. That's that storm coming into Tompkinsville right now. There's no tornado possible tag on there, but there is a warning in effect, or just a standard severe thunderstorm warning. And again, like I said, no tornado possible tag, but there is some area of rotation in there to the north of Tompkinsville. And that storm is moving southeast at 20. All right. Back over here to Cumberland County. Still got the red and greens coming together. Don't want to alarm anybody, but kind of trying to tighten back up again. You know, this storm it does not want to fully go away. It's nothing like it was earlier, but we just got a new volume scan, and we got those red and greens kind of getting a little brighter again and coming back a little tighter. Well, I said that, and it kind of slacked off again. But this storm does not want to give it up. It does not want to go away. I'm looking at the Louisville NexRad radar, and it's a little bit better view. It's coming up on the Clinton County line. It's going to be there in just a few moments. Looking back over to the west of Tompkinsville, because that storm caught my eye. There is a little area of rotation to the north and west of Tompkinsville. Now, that is a standard severe thunderstorm warning. There is no tornado possible tag on there. But still, we are seeing a little area around the Fortin community there in Monroe County. All right, looking, I'm just kind of looking here, kind of get behind on the reports every now and then, so I got to scroll up here to see what we have. Thunder and rain north of Clinton County near the marina at Rowena. There we go. And let's see here. People thanking us for covering Albany and Clinton County. We appreciate you guys tuning in. And I think that is all I'm seeing new right now. Oh, heavy rain, thundering, and lightning on 1590. And yeah, that is it. So, again, we got that little area of spin that's trying to get going to the right around the Long Ridge Green Grove area. It's not especially tight, but you can, folks that are watching, and I'll kind of describe it to you. It's trying to get that little twist look again on the velocity. And when they kind of start twisting in together like that, that's when these storms really try to start to spin up. And we're starting to notice that again as it approaches Clinton County. So again, you are under a severe warning with a tornado possible tag. So if you want to treat it as a tornado warning, I probably would, just based on what the storm has been capable of earlier this evening, just as a course of least regret. But again, it's not wanting to give up. It is still trying as hard as it can. And again, I'm a little surprised at that warning in Monroe County. It does not have the tornado possible tag on there. Maybe some side lobing, some contamination on the radar, and maybe that's just what the Weather Service thinks is going on there. But definitely going to be keeping a close watch on that. Okay, looks like we have that is a damage report out of Grayson County of a collapsed garage. I've still seen no reports of damage out of Edmonton. We had somebody let me know earlier there was some trees down along the parkway. And yeah, somebody saying the couple is trying to reorganize. There is a pretty decent radar hoe down here in our neck of the woods. I'm going to go back and look at the Climavision radar. That is the radar we have in Jamestown. It's a little out of range, but I'm going to see if we can at least see something down there. And again, it's very noisy, kind of hard to tell, but we are in that radar hoe, so it's really hard to get a good low-level look at these storms. But nonetheless, we do have a little area of interest that's about to cross into Clinton County, and it's probably doing that right now. So Burkesville, again, we can give you guys an all clear. Edmonton, all clear. I want to quickly look at these storms to our north and west, and they look like they were trying to get going, but dying back out. So Columbia, you got rain moving in. Greensburg, rain, nothing severe. And I don't even see any lightning on the radar. So again, let's get this thing out of Clinton and Cumberland. Hopefully it weakens out and we can be done with this episode tonight. A little shower just kind of popped up to the south of Jamestown. So if you are in the Sewellton Freedom community, got some rain falling, but nothing severe at this time. But again, we do have that little rotational signature literally on the Clinton-Cumberland County line. That is from the radar out of Louisville. The radar out of Nashville, kind of, it's not really organized from that look either. And again, I apologize if I just kind of randomly go quiet. That's just me kind of looking through. I want to make sure I get all your reports in here because they are extremely valuable to us, and we do appreciate that. I appreciate the kind words coming out of Clinton County. All right. Again, new update on the radar. That little area of spin about to cross into Clinton, it's literally right on the line. So Browns Crossroads, the highway area, Wago, those are the areas where that's going to be coming at now. Again, if somebody is in the Facebook stream, could you let me know if that's coming in okay? I just kind of looked at it on my phone. It kind of looked like it was a little messy. I just want to make sure that the picture is coming in clear. Okay, maybe my phone just had to refresh. I think we're okay. Want to make sure that is working out. All right, just looking at reports here. All right, that is a new warning. That is over there toward Warren County. Okay, so that's back to our west. Again, I'm watching that storm around Tompkinsville. I know that little area of spin to the north of Tompkinsville. Again, that could be a little bit of contamination on the radar as well. That could be why the Weather Service didn't put the tornado possible on there. But I'm going to be keeping a close watch on that. For our storm down here in Clinton, again, it's still there. If you notice when I kind of bounce between the different radar sites, the velocity signature kind of looks like it's in a different position. Just remember that the scans from different radar sites are coming in at different times. So when I switch over to Louisville, you can see that the area of interest is now in Clinton County. When I go to Nashville, it's still a little bit to the west. And that's just where the radar scans are coming in at different times. And so, and that's one of the problems we run into down here. It's hard to get a really good low-level look at these storms. Nonetheless, I think we will have some gusty winds in Clinton County. Probably, the warning is calling for winds possibly in excess of 60 miles per hour. I'm going to go back to that Mesonet station in Cumberland. Peak wind gust since midnight in Cumberland County was at 37. So that's below severe criteria. We'll see what happens whenever it crosses over into Clinton, because it will be coming very near to that site. But again, we've got that little bright area of red that's coming into Clinton County now. Still got the greens kind of hovering around it, but let me go back to the Nashville radar. That area, that rotation is just not as organized as it was. It's been trying to redevelop for quite some time now, but just having trouble doing so. And we hope that trend does continue, and we can get this thing out of here. Very dark on Albany. They're on Allen Street. Casey County, good to go. Russell Springs, you're fine. Eastern Clinton County is starting to get some thunder. Columbia, you've got rain moving in right now, but nothing severe. Storming good in the highway community of Clinton County. Let's see here. All right, that is all I have. That's my new reports that just came in. And like I just mentioned, folks, remember, keep an eye on that flooding issue as well, especially for folks in Cumberland and Clinton County. All right, nothing new on the Weather Service chat. All right, I'm going to look to our north real quick. We've got a little bit of thunder and lightning in Columbia, but again, nothing severe. And we can get these things out of here into Tennessee, and we are finished with them. We just got to get them out of here, and then we will be good to go. That area of interest, if there is an area of rotation in Clinton County, it's going to be just to the north and west of Albany, and it's coming, it's moving in that direction right now. Again, no tornado warning. It's just a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag in there. And I've not seen anything from the Weather Service to suggest that they are going to upgrade that to a tornado warning. Just this storm is very, very disorganized right now. There's just at one scan, you think it's going to try to do something again, and then it kind of fizzles back out on you. So we'll hope that continues. I'm going to jump back to the Nashville radar. And again, that little bright area now coming into Clinton. Or now, I'm sorry, now coming to the west of Albany, I should say. So if anybody down there in Clinton is if you are just to the west of Albany in Clinton County and you are tuning us in, let us know what you're seeing. Interested to know how the winds are over there. No flash flood warning yet in Albany. There is I believe, a flood warning. I'm going to go and turn on the flood alerts real quick here. And there was a flood, some kind of flood advisory, I believe, for Clinton earlier. It included Clinton and Cumberland. Let me see if I can find that here. Yeah, there we go. It's a flood advisory for Clinton, Cumberland, and Adair and Metcalfe counties in effect until 9 o'clock tonight. So it's not a flash flood warning yet, but it is the flood advisory. And I'm going to turn those back off so we can look at the severe thunderstorm warnings. Broadening things out, I should say. Again, once we get all this stuff out of here, it's just sagging to the south. I mean, this stuff is really slowed down. Once we get this stuff out of here, we're done. As I mentioned, cooler temperatures over the next few days will be a little cooler than normal. I'm not going to complain about that. And the dew points will be coming down as well. Okay, we've got a warning in effect. Okay, they're just trimming off some of that, the rest of that warning. Okay, I see that. So again, just these two storms we're watching in western Cumberland and in Monroe, and then coming into Clinton County now. We'll go back to the velocity. Again, there's just really nothing there right now. Nothing really going on there. Maybe some strong gusty winds. Not seeing anything that screams tornadic to me. North of Tompkinsville, again, we got the red and greens coming together. There's no tornado possible tag on that warning, but again, keep a close watch over there. We are watching that storm very closely over there in Monroe County because that's kind of moving toward Cumberland County. Lights flickering in the highway community. Wind is picking up on 1590. That's Old Burkesville Road. Lightning pretty good. Rain starting to pick up. Someone from the Hogback community. Now, where is that at? The Hogback community. They are saying raining hard and the wind has calmed down. Power went out in the highway community. And wind picking up on 1590. Subtle winds southwest of Albany. All right, that is the latest reports that I have. Again, I apologize if I kind of get behind those on Facebook. I always try to go back and take care of those. We've been on for a long time now. How long have we been on here? What, about coming up on 3 hours? It's been a busy night, that's for sure. We've had tornado damage in parts of Grayson County, damage in Hart County, and then we had some damage in portions of Metcalfe County as well, and had a funnel cloud up there earlier. If there's anybody coming back in here for Russell or Adair County, just some rain moving through right now, maybe some lightning and thunder. Those storms are not severe. All right, looks like we got another little area trying to, maybe a little area of convergence. The winds, anyway, right around the highway and Browns Crossroads there in Clinton, north of Albany. Again, when you start to get this far away from the radar, it's just going to be really hard to see what's really going on down there at the surface. I can tell you that the Mesonet, we have our peak wind gust in Cumberland was at 37, and Clinton was at 21. So well below severe status. And for our friends in Pulaski County, there is a flash flood warning now in effect for Pulaski. That will be in effect until 9:45 Eastern time over there. Yep, we had quite a few viewers in here. I think a lot of them, most of them are from Russell and Adair County. A lot of them kind of dropped out once we gave Russell and Adair the all clear. But Clinton and Cumberland are in our listening area, and so we tend to go on and stay on whenever you have these severe thunderstorm warnings that have the tornado possible tag in them because they are more of an elevated severe thunderstorm warning, and so you want to kind of really keep it a close eye on those. But so far, so good. I've had no damage reports out of Cumberland, and nothing too suspicious on the radar either. The snow community, thunder, lightning, rain, no wind though. No wind in the snow community. All right, so they are updating that severe thunderstorm warning and they have taken away that tornado possible tag on there. So, what I'm going to do, they've removed the tornado possible tag. This is going to be a straight line wind type of thing. And here comes the EAS, so give me just a moment. All right, so they are now going with a standard severe thunderstorm warning for Clinton. This is going to be for southern Clinton, southeastern Cumberland for winds in excess of 60 miles per hour and a quarter sized hail. So that again, it has lost that tornado possible tag on there. Maybe the storm is finally starting to give up a little bit. We are going to hope for that. But here's what I'm going to do here on the radio side. I'm going to take a quick break. If you are watching us on the Facebook stream, I'm going to keep the radar up. We will come back here in just a moment. I'm going to try to gather some information, see if I've missed anything, and then I'm going to try to keep my voice as well. You may have noticed my voice starting to get a little raspy. Been a minute since I talked this long without a break, so I'm going to go take a quick break. We'll play one song, and then we will come back here in just a moment with an update on Clinton County. But again, the tornado possible tag severe thunderstorm warning, that is going to go away. It will just be a standard severe thunderstorm warning. So we'll take a quick break and then we'll come back here in just a moment. Again, if you are on the Facebook stream, we will leave the radar up for you. We'll put that into motion. We'll leave it up. And stay tuned. I'll come back here in just a few moments here on 1049 WJRS and on the 1049 WJRS Facebook page. Stay tuned. We'll come back in just a moment. Laker Country 1049 WJRS, 18 minutes after 7 o'clock. Sean Hammond back here with you for severe weather coverage. Again, we took that quick break. We lost the severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag. Again, you still do have the standard severe warning that is down there for Clinton County. And that warning is in effect until, what is that, 7:45? Yep, till 7:45 Central Time. That is coming through Albany right now. Just had a lady call us from Albany. Really sweet message. Really sweet message. And you start talking so long, I stutter enough as it is, but you start talking for a long period of time, you really start to stutter. But had a lady call in here, just thanking us for our coverage, and really appreciate that. We care deeply about Clinton County up here, and we want to make sure and keep you guys informed and safe. Same goes for everybody around here, Clinton, Cumberland, Metcalfe. It's not just Russell, Adair, and Casey. We want to make sure we talk about all you guys and keep all of you all safe and informed. Somebody asking about Wayne County. You've got no warnings right now, just some rain, maybe a little bit of lightning and thunder. Rain by Wolf River now. Lots are out in the highway community. Really calm here, really calm off 558 near Rowena. And I believe that is all I have right now. Starting to get rough down in Shipley. That is off of, or on Wisdom Dock Road. And again, the area, the strongest part of that storm, pretty much right on top of Albany right now. And again, this will transition more to a flooding concern. And I know you guys were hit very hard. I know you guys in Cumberland County were hit very hard a few weeks ago. Jeff and I were in here on a Sunday morning, and it was pretty incredible. Some of the pictures and videos that we saw out of those areas. So you guys really need to watch out in those low-lying areas, those flood-prone areas. Please keep an eye on things and be prepared to move to higher ground if need be. But we are really watching out for that. That storm, the strongest part is going to be crossing over into Byrdstown, Tennessee. It'll be doing that here within the next little bit. It's still moving at about 20 miles per hour. I'd be interested to know, it looks like the strongest part of that storm is on top of Albany. So our Albany people that are in here in the Facebook chat, let me know what you are seeing. We really do appreciate all your reports coming in here. Raining hard in Albany. Electricity off in the Lakewood Estates area of Clinton County. And that is it. That's the reporting or the reports that I'm seeing right now. Don't want to forget about Western Cumberland County. You guys still have a severe thunderstorm warning. Looks like the strongest part of that storm is going to start to sag more to the south, though, in the Tennessee. So hopefully that will be getting on out of here. Russell County, Columbia County, Russell County, and Adair County. Just some rain. Radar's not even showing any lightning. So just some shower activity. You're fine. But behind all this, I mean, this is it. Get all this junk out of here. We are going to be good to go. And it's been a busy, busy day. This storm in Clinton County produced some what appeared to be a large tornado in Grayson and in Hart County. Produced quite a bit of damage in those two areas. And it has been going for quite some time now. This was a storm that kind of got isolated, and we talked about how we were concerned about those storms becoming isolated. And once they do that, they can have all modes of severe weather. And we had that tornado touchdown there in Grayson County, and it continued for a long time. I have never had to cover a PDS tornado warning here on the radio. That should tell you how rare they are here in especially this part of Kentucky, but we had that earlier. Luckily, not heard of any significant damage out of Metcalfe County. I did see some reports of some trees down along the parkway. Not seen any other reports yet. And then this had a tornado warning in Cumberland County. No reports out of Cumberland. And then so far, no major damage coming out of Clinton either. We do have some power outages going on down there. Bad lightning on 696. Moderate rain, thunder, and lightning by Wolf River Dock in Albany. Lights going off and on 696. Heavy rain in the Albany city limits. I mean, and I'm impressed by all the folks here in Albany. Again, had a really sweet phone call while I was off the air for a moment a few minutes ago from a lady down there in Clinton County. And we really do appreciate you guys down there tuning us in. Going back to the velocity again, we're not seeing anything suspicious right now. The strongest part is now coming into the bug community and going to be coming up on coming on down, I should say, 127. Pretty much right along 127. That's where the strongest part of that storm is right now. So what I'm going to do, again, this is just a standard severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag. I don't want to overwarn you guys and wear y'all out with warnings and give you guys warning fatigue. We don't have anything major going on, so I'm going to do what I did a few moments ago. We'll take a break. We will play one song, and then I'll come back and we will update you guys on what's happening. But that warning will be with us for another 20 minutes. So we'll stay here. We'll get this out of Clinton County. We'll watch what's going on there in Cumberland County. We're going to get all this out of here before you leave you guys alone. So again, I apologize for folks wanting to listen on the radio side here in Russell County for the music, but we got to take care of our friends down in Cumberland and Clinton County. So we will take a break. We'll come back here in just a few moments here on 104.9 WJRS. We'll leave the radar up on the Facebook page as well. Stay tuned on there. We'll come back here in about 3.5 minutes. All right, back here on Lake Your Country 104 WJRS and on the Lake Your Country Facebook page. We are back here with severe weather coverage. Talking about the storms coming through Clinton County, the Albany area, and then down through Cumberland County. A lot of this is just about out of Kentucky. We are just about done with this episode. So that is certainly some good news. Looking at the reports, electricity out in Huntersville, lights flashing in Shipley. No electricity in the Irwin community. Looks like right before the Irwin Cemetery. Let's see here. Heavy rain down there in Albany. Lights out on 696. Concord area without electricity. And I'm going to pull up the outage map real quick. No damage reports to let you know about. We're just going to get that storm out of here into Tennessee, and then we are going to be done with this because that storm in Cumberland County is drifting into Tennessee as well. So we are just about done with this. It has been a busy afternoon and evening for sure. So it looks like in Clinton County we have 950 customers without power. No outages in Russell County. Looks like parts of Casey County seeing some power outages. About 1,000 without power in Pulaski. Let me look here. Okay, I can get a better look at this. Actually, over 2,100 without power in Pulaski. Got 103 out in Lincoln. Clinton at 790. I think I said 950. I meant 790. That's my bad. And then 41 without power customers affected in Casey County. So those are some of the outage numbers that we have right now. Looks like that peak wind gust in Albany since midnight was at 21. So looks like the winds stayed below severe limits. And Albany, we can just about give you guys an all clear. You're still in the severe thunderstorm warning, but anytime we get that strongest part of the storm past areas, we'll try to give folks an all clear. Burkesville, all clear. That severe storm that prompted the warning in Monroe and West Cumberland, strongest part of that storm is now coming into northern Tennessee. And then back behind that, here in Russell and Adair, just some rain falling. We are now going to more so transition to the potential flash flooding threat. And I know our friends down there in Clinton and Cumberland County had to deal with that several weeks ago, so keep an eye on things if you are in those low-lying areas. But again, things are starting to wind down severe-wise. I'm looking at the Weather Service chat for any kind of damage. Out of Metcalfe County, reports of trees down in Edmonton. This is around the New Beginnings Church there on North Main Street in Edmonton. So that was a report that came in. And I'm not seeing any other damage reports. No damage reports in Cumberland either. And so far, so good in Albany. Looks like there is a street pole that is broken somewhere in Clinton County. If Tammy, if you could let us know where that is down there. It looks like mainly for Clinton County, just some power outages right now. Across the RECC service area, looks like we have just over 3,200 folks without power. And then no outages here in Russell County, and I'm not seeing anything in Adair either. But it looks like we have quite a few out in Pulaski and in Clinton. Wayne County, you have no warning, and you just have rain. You're not going to be affected by any of this severe weather. I see Jesse Bray in here. Jesse, I will get your song teed up for you as soon as we are done with this severe weather coverage, which is going to be coming here in just a moment. We'll be done with this, and we can go back to. I'm going to be going to the house. We'll be finished up for the night. Right off Shelby Street in Clinton County. That's where that pole is. That's apparently is broken. That's causing some of those power outages down there. Calming down in Central Grove in Clinton County. The strongest part of that storm is now coming into Tennessee as we speak. And once that happens, we'll be done with this for the night. That storm in Tompkinsville, it's kind of now moving into Tennessee, affecting Salina, Tennessee. That's where the strongest part of that one is. And again, all this stuff is just sagging off to the south and east. And then once it's out of here, we are good to go. We're going to wrap this up. We're going to wrap it up here in just a few minutes because the danger will be over in terms of tornadic activity and winds. Again, in those specific areas, keep an eye out for flooding. Clinton and Cumberland, especially down there in Clinton. You've had rain sitting on you for quite a while now. Yep, we can give Albany an all clear. And a lot of kind words in here for us keeping up with Clinton County. We really do appreciate that. We try to take care of everybody around here, and we appreciate folks down to our south tuning us in. That is true. Kentucky weather never does disappoint. That is a very true statement right there. All right. Couple more minutes and we will get this out of here. Weather Service, things are quiet over there. They are starting to cancel some of these other warnings back to our west as these storms move into Tennessee. And so we're just about done with the severe weather. Again, been a busy night. That is for sure. Been a very, very busy evening here across the Lake Cumberland area. But you know what could have been worse? That storm was really spinning north of Edmonton. And at one point, it looked like it was going to make a beeline for over here in Russell County. And it was spinning pretty good. Kind of shifted more so to the south, and then it started to weaken quite a bit. And so we got pretty lucky down here tonight. I know there's some damage going on in Metcalfe. I've not heard of anything in Cumberland County. No major damage out of Clinton County. So we dodged a pretty big bullet. I will just tell you that because whenever I took a break earlier, I was looking at some of the images out of Munfordville and Grayson County, and there is quite a bit of damage up there. So make sure you say a prayer for those folks up there. Hope everyone is safe, no injuries. I haven't seen any reports of injuries or anything like that. So we hope that trend does continue. Looks like a road blocked on Shelley and Brown Street that is due to the light post down. That is down there in Clinton County. So if you're in Clinton, around Shelley and Brown Street, again, that street is blocked. The road is blocked right now due to that light pole that is down. Columbia, you're fine. And things are calming down pretty well across the area. So I tell you what we're going to do. Let me see what that storm over there in Tompkinsville is doing. Kind of just, it's weakening and slowing down. So I don't think there'll be a new warning issued for that one in Monroe County. That warning expires here in 7 minutes. So I don't anticipate a new warning being issued over there. And then that storm in Clinton County around the Rowland community, that's getting right there, right on the Kentucky-Tennessee line. You may be getting some gusty winds down there, but again, we are just so far away from the radar, it's hard to get a good grasp on what's going on down there. But with no reports of damage, certainly good news. And we just have those power outages that we've been talking about. So I believe we are going to go ahead and wrap up our severe weather coverage. We've got these storms. The worst of them are now coming out of Kentucky. Those warnings will be disappearing. And so we can start to give folks an all clear. Let me look here one more time just to make sure. And again, you've got heavy rain falling in Tompkinsville, rain in southern Cumberland, Burkesville. You got more rain moving in. Very heavy rain in Albany, thunder, lightning. But other than that, nothing really going on major down there. Okay, they kept that severe warning. They've trimmed off the rest of it, so we'll give it another couple of minutes. I'll let that storm get over the line, and then we'll wrap it up because they didn't fully cancel it. So I want to make sure that we just, make sure that nothing crazy tries to happen down there. But again, the strongest part is coming down 415 and 968. That's where we're seeing some of the purples at down there. And that's where the some of the gustiest winds are going to be. Very quiet on 696. Wind has stopped. It's just raining down there right now. That is in Clinton County. And we are at 2,199 power outages in Pulaski County. So we are approaching 2,200. Again, 791 in Clinton, 15 in Cumberland, and 41 power outages in Case County. That according to the South Kentucky RECC outage map there. Again, no reports of any damage out of Clinton County, just that got that roadblock due to that pole down in on those, what street was that again? Let me pull that up here. On Shelley and Brown Street. That's been the biggest damage report we've seen down there. Other than that, it's just mainly been power outages. All right, I'm going to look at the KU outage map. We will see what we have going on there. And it looks like about 485 KU customers in Pulaski without power, and that is just about it in terms of KU. Looks like nothing here in Russell and nothing in Adair either. All right, looking at the weather service chat again. Okay, they are starting to cancel some more of these severe thunderstorm warnings. So with that, we're going to wrap this thing up. We're going to send it back to regular programming. Do appreciate all of you tuning us in this evening. It's been a busy night, but we do thank you all for tuning us in. Our friends down there in Cumberland, Clinton counties, we appreciate you guys coming on here as well. And yeah, it's like I said, busy night, but like I said, it could have been a lot worse. Be thinking about those folks in Hart and Grayson counties, and then parts of Metcalfe County. We had some reports of damage up there, so be thinking about those folks. That warning for Clinton, Cumberland, and Monroe, all those areas had severe warnings. Those warnings are going to be allowed to expire. So with that, we're going to be done for the night. Hope you guys have a great evening. Again, keep an eye out for flooding issues in those areas. Again, like we were talking about, Clinton and Cumberland County, keep an eye out down there for flooding concerns. We'll keep you up to date on here as well. But severe weather threat in terms of tornadic activity, damaging winds, that has now come to an end. So busy night, but thank you guys so much for tuning in. We really, really do appreciate that. And if you have any reports, pictures you would like to send us, you can find us on Facebook. Again, that is at, go search for Laker Country 1049 WJRS. Most of the time you can just type in WJRS on Facebook and our page will pop right up. You'll see us there, and you are more than welcome to send us pictures on there of any kind of damage that you encounter. So again, stay safe, folks. Have yourselves a wonderful rest of your Tuesday, and get yourselves some rest as well.